I am going to go see if I can try to put OpenClaw on this e-ink display. So for those who don't know, I have this 2-year-old piece of hardware that I got. It's called a Distiller One. And so this is like a limited edition device. And so let me show you a little bit of kind of what it looks like here. What's amazing is I bought this about 2 years ago from some folks who were building some LLMs on device. And this is actually capable enough to actually run really, really small models. And it's got its own little apps and stuff like that. So as an e-ink with a full-on e-ink display. And what's really cool about it is that what we can do here is I just realized with ClaudeBot, or now that's actually called OpenClaw, we have the specs to actually run everything that we need to do. And what's cool about this device is that it has a microphone. It also has a camera on it as well. So let me just show you real quick. On the back of this thing, it actually has a camera. So it has a camera, it has a speaker, it has a fan, it has a battery. I don't think the battery lasts very long because I've had it for a couple of years, but I thought this would be a cool opportunity to kind of start playing around with this thing and seeing kind of like what we can do on it. So the first thing is try to see if we can get OpenClaw on it. And I've SSH'd in using Cursor, and this is going to be letting us use Opus 4.5 as our agent here. So now that I'm SSH'd in, I just kind of did some digging here to make sure, like, you know, what is everything we have here. And I use Cursor's new parallel agents type of thing, and that's what's allowed me to kind of dig through like how much CPU we have here, and I've kind of generated this document. So this thing has basically, as you can kind of see here, this display is 240 by 416. And then we have about 7.6 gigs of RAM and about 10 gigabytes free that we need to do some stuff in here. So this is going to be a fun little journey. We're just going to hang out building this stuff. I really enjoy tinkering, and I thought we'd have a fun time this weekend kind of tinkering and trying to see if we can get OpenClaw installed on this thing and then make this device actually really, really smart. So because it has Wi-Fi, it can connect to the internet. And, you know, if anything goes wrong with this device, you know, I could basically throw this thing out the window, if you know what I mean. So like, or turn it off or unplug it or something like that. So I'm as far as it going rogue, I don't have a feeling like this is going to go too crazy. And so we're going to contain ourselves to everything here. I think it's really cool because you don't have to buy like a $600 Mac Mini. And this is going to be a fun challenge to see if we can actually get this set up. And we're just going to kind of fly by our pants here. So bro, I'm watching you for Colombia. You're a great person. Hey, thank you so much for watching. This is going to be really fun. Yeah, smash the thumbs up if you haven't had a chance to. We're about to really go in on this. So I want to get this thing set up and get started. So what I want to go ahead and do is like, I just kind of walk you through a quick of the UI and the little buttons. So as far as here, if I hit basically the down button, you can kind of see that like this thing sort of responds. The buttons, maybe it crashed, but I think I'm using up all the resources right now. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I hit the little down button. It's a little hard to hit, and I can kind of show you real quick. I'm trying to do a couple of camera things at once. So yeah, you can kind of go up and down in these apps with these little buttons, and then that's how you can get to these little apps. And so these apps are kind of baked in here. There's like a game engine, there's Wi-Fi settings, there's Souls. And so you can talk to this stuff. This is kind of what came into the kit. It's called Pamir.ai or Pamir.ai. This also has a camera, and you can also do in-painting. And so the goal of this thing was to actually just be completely standalone and not connected to the internet. But I think it's even more fun, especially now that we actually have these smarter agents like OpenClaw, then we can do some really cool stuff with it, especially if it does connect to the internet. So having the Tamagotchi, especially an app that can just run by itself, and then when it connects to the internet, it gets some cool stuff, would be really fun to build here. So let me go ahead and see if we can kind of do this type of thing here to see if we can get this set up. So yeah, what's going on, Shahar? Is it possible to use Claude Max? Yes, for OpenClaw. You can use that, or do you have to use API? You could just use Claude Max. I don't go crazy with it, by the way. I'm not spinning up like 50 agents or something like that. So my account is pretty chill overall, if you see that. So yeah, just in time. KP here from X, newish fans of our stream. Hey, thanks so much for joining, man. I really appreciate you actually stopping by, and everyone's kind of hanging out here together. So if you haven't had a chance to vibe with it, we're just going to go ahead and go through the OpenClaw installation. So if you do, you know, claw clawd.bot, that's going to redirect you to the new OpenClaw, OpenClaw.ai. So be careful. Apparently there is a scam site that may take your, you know, stuff. So like, this is the one, this is how I'm able to do is just go to the old site and go to the new one and make sure that I'm able to go here. So apparently it's just one curl command for us to install everything. This is the Pamir.ai SDK. And then let me just show you the Pamir.ai website. This is, I bought it a couple years ago, but so this is a new one that they have. It's this, I think it says Pocket Computer for your agents. Let me refresh here. So they're basically, I thought they had a new site, maybe not. So what they're trying to do here is they're going to basically make this so you can run, like you can actually run Claude code on this thing, which is crazy. Let me just refresh the site here because they had a new, maybe they rolled it back, but earlier I saw an earlier, newer version, but basically they're going to allow you to run this type of thing. This is their latest version. So it's like 2 years later now. And so they've been cooking. These guys are based in San Francisco and they're, basically shipping these out. Now I'm not like, I became friends with them because I saw their device and instantly reached out and bought the Founders Edition. I was like the first person to buy it, but like I don't, they're not supporting this stream or anything like that, or anything like that. And yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. So let's go ahead and get going. So this is the SDK. It's currently archived because it's a couple of years old. You can see how long ago these changes happened. And so this is kind of what's going to be really fun is because this software still works and this device still works. And we're just going to try to make this thing much more smart. So let's go ahead and see if we can kind of take a look here. So yeah, it has a boot up screen, which is really cool. I think, well, I'll see if I can show you a little bit later. Is it here in game config, GPT story? Yeah, so on boot up, it looks for this SDK. And then in here, I think SRC distiller. Examples, assets. Yeah. So this is my boot screen. So this is actually when my device turns on, it actually shows this, which is really cool. So they made this for me, which is awesome. And so what we can do is make assets probably through Nano Banana and have it kind of mimic this style because I really like this style on our screen. And you can also do color images, but then it'll render them in black and white because it's e-ink display. So these are some of the games and things that they have that are built in, which is pretty cool. I mean, they did quite a bit of work for like their V0 basically, and it kind of came out pretty cool. So while this is going, let me see if I can. I think there was an install command here, so let me go back to the README. OpenClaw setup guide. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So we have to upgrade our Node version because this device, obviously from 2 years ago, didn't have Node 22. We do have the architecture. We do have enough RAM. So this is pretty cool. All you need is 2 gigs of RAM for if you're looking at a Raspberry Pi and trying to do the same thing here, you can technically build your own like this. And you just need 2 gigs and then you just need about 1 gig of disk space, obviously, and you're going to need some NPM packages. So I'm going to see if I can kind of get this going here and remove Node.js. Hopefully it doesn't break my system, but we'll see. This is not my system, actually. I'm just SSH into it. So I'm going to see if I can do this command here and just let it run. Password. My secret password. Okay, cool. So now it's removed it. And then now we're just going to get the latest Node 22. So wish me luck. Let's see. Man, that's pretty fast. Actually, this machine's cooking. Like this machine does pretty well. Whoa. Okay. To be honest, this is actually a pretty fast little machine here. And this is, so now we're basically installing Node 22 so that we can get this thing ready so that we can get it all set up for our OpenClaw. So that'd be really cool. Awesome. Damn, that's awesome. This is crazy. All right, so let's go ahead and catch up with the comments. Oh, I'm muted. No way. Am I muted right now? Wait. Oh, I'm not muted. Okay, I wasn't really doing that thing. Living off of water. Okay, cool. Let's see here. All right, so now we're just installing the packages. So this is the little guy for those who are wondering. This is an e-ink display and I have it plugged in. It can go without on battery and stuff, but I don't know how long because it's been a couple of years since I've used it. I stopped using it because it just running the LLMs locally took up a ton of CPU. And for me, it was just really kind of hard to carry the device, and do different things. And now I just powered it back on. I was like, I want to see what specs I have and see if I can actually run OpenClaw on it. So this is the challenge today. Repository configured correctly, Node.js. So I should be able to do the Node versions thing. Okay. NPM version, Node version. Oh, wait, I just installed it all. Oh, okay. Then I have to do this. Now that I have it here. Yeah. Okay, so I cloned it, I guess. And then, yeah, so after this operation will be used. Okay, so now it's, oh, you know what? I forgot. I think it's just one command, right? I don't think it was 2 commands. It should have just been one. Sudo e bash e. I don't remember. Okay. So I think, let me just see real quick. I think I might mess it up. Node version. Oh, okay, cool. I think I messed it up. Okay, this is great. I'm just going to go back and say, cursor, fix this. Okay. I'm going to start a new chat. I try to follow the node upgrade my device. Okay, let me go back here. So what's cool is I am SSH'd in via cursor. And with cursor, I have Opus 4.5 as an agent. So I can always ask cursor what's going on, and it's isolated to the specific device that I'm in. So it's not actually connected. Cursor is not connected to my actual computer. It's connected to the actual device that we're seeing right here. It's basically this guy. So cursor is now SSH'd into here, and I'm running my cursor agent on my laptop, which you see right there. And that's basically kind of how powerful it is. And I find that a really nice situation to be able to leverage the power of cursor and the agentic work there, and then also be able to do all the stuff that we need to do while also having a file system that I can see. So that's one of the things I appreciate is like once you SSH in, I can actually see the files and click around as opposed to like navigating in the shell, which I also like too, but I'm a visual person. So let's see what happened. The issue succeeded, but the node version still means you have another Node.js likely from NVM. Let me check. So then this is great. I should have just told cursor to do it, but it's okay. I wanted to do it by hand because I want to learn too. So I installed it at here, which takes precedence over the apt version. Let me just check which one. Okay, so I had a manual install, and then we have this one. Since it becomes, there's an ordering version here, so they removed this one and they put this one for the new path. And so now I should be able to see which version. No such file or directory. Oh, wait, Node-S version. Let's see. Let me just open a new terminal. Let's see, no new terminal. Okay, Node-S version. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. So we have to sometimes open the new terminal because the older session had everything loaded in memory. So whenever you're like going to ask for a directory or something like that, it's going to be like, it's going to look for the older paths basically here. Okay, cool. All right, cool. So now I can proceed to step 2. Okay, so then everything should be working from here on forward. Okay, so now that I have the versions and everything, glad to see someone doing more than simple stuff than we know Claude and other agents can do. Cool, man. Yeah, this is going to be really fun. Okay, so now that we got that going on, let's go ahead and step 2, OpenClaw AI. So openclaw.bot/install.sh. Let me just double check that that's the install. I was very wary, especially since I heard about that scam thing. I was like, okay, to make sure it's the same thing, openclaw.ai install sh bash. Okay, this should be, why is this different? OpenClaw, this looks different. So yeah, I pulled this down from whatever, and I don't trust this. I don't know. OpenClaw.bot, who bought that? See, OpenClaw.ai. So yeah, I'm gonna go with this one here because I don't trust. Like it's so hard. Everyone's buying these same, like the scammers are literally buying these domains, and it could be related, but right now I'm just gonna go with this one here. So the one that .ai, literally from the actual official website. So it's OpenClaw.ai, CLAW.ai. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so now we're literally just going to go through the setup. It's pretty fast. This device is very responsive. Holy smokes, this is really cool. Okay, detected Linux, get configured. Awesome, installing OpenClaw. So yeah, we'll have the one from yesterday, basically, that just came out. This is amazing. I'll butter your workflow like a lobster roll, messy, delicious, and effective. This is going to be crazy. So for those who are just tuning in, basically we're just going to try to get this little guy set up with OpenClaw right now. And it's just like different from a Mac Mini because It's just my own hardware, and I can, run it on Wi-Fi and get it connected and everything like that. And so it is like a Mac Mini, but you can carry it with you and has a e-ink display. And I don't know, I really like these little e-ink display type of things. And you can kind of see here, like as far as size and weight, I want to see if I can turn this into like an AI Tamagotchi, which would be really cool. And so I can hit these little buttons. You can kind of see they go up and down. And it's just really pleasant to see like day to day. Like I'll show you real quick when I have it here. I just hit these little things and, hitting these a little harder. And then these are little apps. So we should be able to make our own apps and stuff as well to load this device and play around with it, which would be really fun. So I'm going to plug this back in. It's been a couple of years. I don't know how long the battery is going to last, but I might even make a battery app for it as well. So we'll see what's going on. So we have it loaded up here. And right now it's just currently installing. I should have did like a verbose command because I want to see what's going on, but I don't really know. Let me see if I can just see top-u CPU, I think. Invalid user. Let's see. Load average. Cool. Okay. Top-h. What commands can I run? PID. Okay. Filter for any user. I think it's capital U. Okay. Hold on. We're still going here. I found most of the profiles on Maltbook from crypto guys pushing their coins. I don't know. I haven't really looked. I think I'm doing something wrong. I've installed it on my old Linux PC and I just can't control the browser on its own. It needs inputs from me every small task. I don't remember. Let's see. Did you do it through the command line? Maybe you can run the setup again. Also, you may want to check the permissions as well. And you can open Claude code on it and have it check the permissions because I don't think it should do that. But I haven't installed the latest. I mean, this is the latest version we're using. Also using the skills I created UI to perform the actions on Maltbook. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's awesome. Yeah. So this install is still going. I have no clue what's going on. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. I want to see if I can inspect the process. Okay. Is there a way to inspect the install process right now? How much resources am I using? Okay, cool. Oh, wow. It's actually going. So the path warning is I can make. Okay. So what's it doing now? So now it's setting up the path correctly. OpenClaw installed successfully. Wow. Okay. This thing is now like taking a life of its own. Okay. Let me make this a little bit bigger too. Put this to the side. So I'm going to maybe hide the file system for now. And then I'll leave the chat agent up. Wow. Okay. So now we're going to go through our setup through here. Let's go. Let's go. We got OpenClaw. Damn, this is crazy. Okay. So we have OpenClaw. OpenClaw's in the building. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So, hit that thumbs up if y'all feeling this right now. This is insane. This thing's about to be really cool. Okay. OpenClaw onboarding, security, warning, please read. OpenClaw. Okay. Yeah, by the way, my security disclosure, this is just a hobby thing. And please do not take any advice here from some dude that's on the internet yapping into a microphone as my day job, apparently. I don't know. So yeah, just FYI. Let's go. This bot can read files and run actions if the tools are enabled. A bad prompt can trick it into doing unsafe things. If you're not comfortable with basic security and access control, do not run OpenClaw. Ask someone experienced to help before enabling their tools and exposing it on the internet. And that person I'm going to ask is by the name of Claude, Opus 4.5, extra thinking high. Thank you, cursor. Okay, if you're not comfortable, okay, we're going to do pairing and allow list and then mention gating. And then we're going to also set up the sandbox and least privilege principles, keep secrets out of the agent's reachable file system, and then use the strongest available model for any bot with tools and untrusted inboxes. So we're going to use the Opus one. And then you can run regularly these things because sometimes the agent may flip certain things if it's doing some type of work. So these are the tasks that you would run. I think someone was asking earlier about they have to approve permissions. So maybe you have to run these like the open security audit deep and then fix them. And there's also a guideline. So I understand this is the most, yes, I do understand. So configure details later via OpenClaw configure. Okay, quick start. Okay, I'm gonna do my auth provider as Anthropic. And I'm gonna do the like Anthropic setup token. No, I'm gonna do Anthropic. Oh, so they changed it now. So you have to run Claude setup token elsewhere and then paste the token here. So, okay, this is gonna be rough, but we're gonna try to figure this out. So what I'm gonna try to do here is try to open up another window, and within that window is how I'm gonna like get that token, paste it in, and then maybe try to see if I can clear out the terminal or something. But basically now this is, they used to have like a couple different options. So I have to do Claude setup token and then paste it into there. So let me see if I can run Ghosty. Okay, cool. So here's Ghosty. And then all I have to do is Claude setup token runs thing. Okay, cool. I know y'all. I know what you're thinking. You're getting your screenshots ready, right? You're about to grab this token and start to go crazy. But no, we're not trying to have that, fam. We're not trying to have that around here. It's a little bit too risky. So if y'all are, yeah, I'm just gonna raw dog this whole thing. Okay, so let's go ahead and make it interesting here. So I wonder if I could do this little blur effect, and that's too blurry. Okay, I should be able to do a camera blur that's on top of the other things. So give me a second. So maybe this blur effect. Okay, this blur effect could be interesting. So I can move around and do stuff. Okay, so at least you can still see me over here, and then you still see my little device down there, but then my little stuff here on the side is actually like kind of blurred out. So I want to see if I can do this little setup token thing for a second and just kind of bear with me here while we cook. And this is going to go to my Anthropic site. It's going to say authorize. Cool. All right. And I'm going to come back and I have this like massive setup token thing. I just want to make sure I copy. Whoops. All right, cool. Don't end the stream by accident. Okay. Okay. So now I have this big setup token thingy. Okay. And then let me go TextMate. Okay. And let me put this over here. Okay. I don't know why this is that long. Okay. So I think it's just one whole thing here. Okay. Damn, this setup token is epic. Okay. So now that I have the setup token here, I'm going to go back over here and say paste the setup token. Sure. Okay. Run this and paste the token. So here's the token. I'm going to paste it in here. Okay. The token name is default. Sure. I'm going to use the Anthropic model. Yes, please. Cool. So I have that set up. I'm going to close this. Don't save. And I'm going to close this one too. And then it's possible I'll still leak the key anyways. And I'll have to like roll things. Okay. Yes, because if I scroll up, Telegram bot, can I do clear? Okay. So now for those who are kind of wondering what's going on here, we've gone past the setup token thing. And so we're going to do like the select the channel for how we're going to talk to this thing. And so I don't think I want to talk to it on any of these channels because I just want to have it standalone. You know what I mean? The only way I'll talk to it is literally through SSH. Wait, I do have to set up something, I think, though, right? I can probably, yeah, no, I'll just do it through SSH. Yeah. I think, let's see. Does this skip for now? Yeah. You can add channels later with OpenClaw channels add. Yeah, because I don't need to like message it externally. I just want to, the way I'm going to interface with this device is literally just by talking to it via the microphone or by like SSHing into it and then actually like running commands. And most of the time I won't really need to. So I'm just going to skip for now. So I'm going to just also blur again because I'm not really sure what the next step is of what's going to be revealed. So I'm going to do that. Skip for now. Okay, so now it's updated the OpenClaw JSON workspace in all these different sessions. And it says, do you want to configure skills now? So this is kind of what I'm seeing here. So we're just going to go ahead and see if we can configure the skills. Everyone's like, LOL, I don't know really what was going on. Since skill MD files from Maltbook just mentions API specs, so it's easier to impersonate as an agent. Ah, okay, okay. That's interesting. Let's see. Also using skills I created UI to perform the actions on Maltbook. Okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. The idea is good, but it's not as good implementation. Anyone can post an API, whatever they want. People also found a way to mass upvote, pushing their crap up to subs. Yeah, so this is basically what you guys are talking about, is like the social engineering. If you install a skill and then the skill actually has instructions to send keys back to the person, it's like a huge security risk, which is, again, why you do not listen to any advice from anyone who's talking on the internet, especially me. But this is me exploring the space and trying to see if I can get this stuff figured out on this little piece of hardware here, which is a thing called the Distiller One. And this is from Pamir.ai. So this is something that I bought 2 years ago, and I'm resurrecting it back now because OpenClaw is now a thing and it's been going pretty crazy. And I thought it'd be so cool to just have like a little e-ink Tamagotchi thing that can connect to the internet, but then take in voice commands and do a bunch of other cool stuff. Yeah, paint to the screen and all that. So I'm missing some skills, missing requirements eligible for. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if I can configure some skills now. So I'm gonna just, please don't mind me because I don't really know what I'm gonna be exposing here. So I'm not gonna blur everything, but I think I'm gonna do the pixelated stuff. So that way we can kind of see what's going on. Sure, configure some skills now. Should I show homebrew install command? Okay, many skill dependencies are installed via homebrew. Okay, go ahead and yes. Preferred node manager for skills. Ooh, I want bun. I don't think I have bun installed though. Okay. Oh, cool. Missing dependencies, I think it's going to call out here. So, okay. So install the missing skill dependencies. So I don't need any of these because I'm not really trying to use them right now. Because this device is just going to be connecting to the internet. That's it. Nano Banana Pro, maybe Nano Banana Pro. Maybe that's a later thing though. I'm just going to try to get away with as much as possible. And just leave the device kind of summarized. No, okay, cool. I don't think I'll skip for these for now. Okay. Oh, hit space. Okay, my bad. Okay. So I hit that there, and then I'm going to continue here. Pixelate it again. Please don't mind me. Enter. Do you have a Google Paces? No, not that API key. No. And I don't have a Notion API key. I don't want to put an OpenAI key. I don't want 11 labs yet. So, okay, cool. So now we're here at this part where we're going to take a look at this. Okay, so it's going to say hooks, let hooks automate the actions that you're issued. So I think automate actions when an agent commands are issued. For example, save session contents to memory and issue /new. Yes, I think I like session memory. And then command logger, log all commands events to centralized audit file, sure. And then run boot on gateway startup. I like that. Cool. Yeah, let's do that. All right. Let's see if I can do this here. Hit enter. Cool. So now it's installing the gateway service for me. This is pretty awesome. Yo, man, Alex Finn, what's going on? Saturday morning, bro. We're trying to see if we can make this device come to life, you know? I'm trying to see if this is my challenge. For those who don't know, Alex Finn highly recommends installing this on a Mac. And there is a good reason, because the Mac is extremely capable and you can kind of have your little own environment that you can plug and unplug. So having your own hardware is actually kind of key, which is super important. And so my challenge today is to try to see if I can get this installed on something that I bought a couple years ago. I bought this thing 2 years ago and has an e-ink display, and it has basically Raspberry Pi. It has all the minimum requirements we need, pretty much like you would have to run something like this. And so I thought it'd be really cool to see if we can kind of get this configured. So this is, it already has its own operating system. It has a camera, it has a microphone. So we're going to be able to take advantage of some of that hardware. It has a little speaker as well. But the speaker you can't really hear. This thing's running like full blast with the fans right now because it's like a tiny little device. And so, yeah, that's kind of what we're doing here. I got the blur screen effect right now because I'm not really sure what type of keys I'm exposing. So onboarding is complete. You have tokenized. Use the tokenized dashboard link above to control OpenClaw. So I don't see the tokenized. Oh, I do see it now. Okay. So let me see if I can open that. Cool. Localhost. Okay. All right, cool. I guess I'm connected. That's amazing. Let me just make sure. I have this all blurred because I don't know what I'm going to reveal. So I just want to make sure everything's cool. Wow. Okay, this is actually legit. Dang. Config. Wow. Authentication, agents, logs. Sweet. Okay. I'm just going to keep going through here, just making sure that nothing is going to be revealed that I don't want to reveal right now. It's kind of the craziest thing in the world, but it is what it is. All right. So just bear with me and we're going to go back to chat. Cool. So that's that there. And then I'm going to go back over here because I don't want to. I mean, if this token, yeah, it's my remote device. The only way you can get to it is like you're in the same network and you know the IP and, right? Okay, so what now? OpenClaw AI showcase. See what people are building. Let me go and do that too. Okay, and then let me see. Install shell completion script. Yes, please. Cool. So now we have the completion script, and yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is open a new terminal window so I don't have a history of the keys and various stuff. And then let's go ahead and do that too. So I cleared this out. SSHing in back in. Bash. Okay. I'm gonna open a new terminal window. ls. I don't know what it's doing right now, but we'll see. Okay. All right. So this is going on here, and I think as of now we have OpenClaw installed, and I think it's hanging on something, but we'll see what's going on. And I'm gonna unblur my screen right now. So yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me go back. Unpixelate. Okay, cool. So now this thing is loaded and I'm gonna just do, where am I at? Okay, cool. Awesome. I was gonna raw dog it. Yeah, that's what we do around here, bro. I like it. Okay, I set up a Pi 5 with an 8 gig running smooth and quite useful, using Tailscale for security purposes. It's not exposed to the internet. The setup was quite unexperienced though. Yeah, so Tailscale is really cool. I think I may do that if I start to really like what's going on. But with Tailscale, basically, for those who are wondering, it's like you basically have this like, what did they call it? It's not a tunnel. It's a very specific type of network where you can only have access to it once you're authenticated and logged into the system. And then from there, you can start to like, it's almost like you have like a mesh network, I think. I think it's maybe what the term that they're using. The Tailscale folks, I think, used to work at Google, and they went to do that. And they've done a lot of really cool stuff. So yeah, Zero Trust. Yeah, there you go. Cool. Yeah, Alex Finn knows. Yeah, that's what we do around here. Yeah, Alex Finn is a legend. Yeah. Also, if you haven't seen the live stream from our AI Vibe Check, episode 2, go check that out. He like Alex just goes off. It's so amazing. And that's what's up. Wait, why is it blurred? Is it only me? It's not blurred. I think you probably have to catch up a little bit. You're all the legends. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and see. Let's go. I think we already ran the onboarding wizard. And so I could just do gateway status. Okay, so OpenClaw gateway status. I have no clue what's going to be revealed here. So let me go ahead and blur again. Because if I do a gateway status, like this is kind of a hard stream to do because like you could just reveal a lot of stuff. And it's like, I don't want to reveal tokens when I just run a status check or something like that. And so, okay, so install via system CTL. What else do I hear? Oh, OpenClaw status, OpenClaw health, security audit. Okay. And then what other stuff that we have here? So there's a main config file, there's tools. Okay, so this gives me, what it does is just gives me a readout of my systemd, and it shows me my gateway port. And then it shows me where the like WebSocket is also with the dashboard, and the loopback is a gateway only. So only local clients can connect. So that's pretty cool. Everything's kind of running here. And so I think, okay, what else do I need to get set up here as I'm scrolling down? So yeah, this is kind of one of the configurations that I'm going to show you here as far as what we're thinking about. So we talked about this a little bit earlier, but this is the integration plan. So we're going to have a Distiller app, and we're going to have OpenClaw the gateway. So this is kind of what it's looking like from an architecture perspective. We have the app, which is Distiller, which is what's running, and this is what's actually showing right now on my display. So this is what we have running. This controls the buttons and all the audio and all that stuff, and that's controlling what's being written to the display. So we don't necessarily have to write that code. That's already included in this SDK here. And then we're going to use a WebSocket to communicate with OpenClaw. And that's how we're going to do that there. And so right now, like there's an app called AppSoul, and this connects we can connect it to the OpenClaw gateway to send and receive messages. There's also a custom skill and also a tool here. So if this is just a basic Python file that we can run that establishes the WebSocket, and that's what's going to talk to OpenClaw for us. Wow, this is really cool. So custom skills for Distiller, example display skill. Okay, cool. So control the Distiller display and use for showing images, text on the device. Okay, so I think what I want to do is then see if I can talk to basically, I'm going to just ask some questions here to the agent saying, okay, I've just completed the install of OpenClaw on my device, and it looks like the agent is running. And so I want to see if we can get started with our Tamagotchi app. Okay. Cool. So, and I give the docs here. And so I'm going to go into plan mode right now. And yes, so I'm going to see if I can, and then use console for research. N equals maybe 15 agents to spin off with parallel agents to do research and help us come up with a plan. Let's see. I want to have the Tamagotchi app right now just display some statuses, and I want to also be able to use the microphone that's built into this thing as a way of chatting, because this has no keyboard. And so that'll be the input to OpenClaw. And that way we can send messages, and it would send messages back to us, and it would just draw that back onto the display or show it for us. Maybe that could be our first app. It's just kind of like the basic chat app of information that we want to be displayed. And the next app we can have is actually the Tamagotchi thing. I just want to make sure we have something that's working right out the gate, just to make sure that that works, and then move forward from there. Okay. Let's go ahead and see if we can do this. Okay, cool. So now I'm having basically a cursor with the Opus 4.5. Take a look, because we're SSH'd into my device right now via cursor. It's just going to, it already has a good understanding of how things are laid out, because I did that a little bit earlier and I had it make documentation for us. And I've just basically given that documentation for it so it can understand, you know, and the example apps and everything will have everything set up. And so I'm going to take advantage now of parallel agents so they can start to read files and do these different instructions and not kill my context window. So as you see right now, each of these are different chats that have kicked off. If I click one of them, I can see what the agent is thinking and searching through at this various time. And so they're all kicking off. I'm doing like 15, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, a lot of them. And you see how fast it is. It's crazy. I think it's using Composer One for all this searching. And so all it is just doing is basically gathering context and helping us understand and how we can make our plan here. So this is going absolutely bonkers and I'm totally here for it. So yeah, let's see what's going on. Explore app patterns. Yeah, this is fire, right? Crazy. The hardware is called Pamir or Distiller One. So this is, let's see, I think we did Pamir.ai. So they're releasing a new type of thing coming soon. And the one I got was my founder's edition. So that was basically over 2 years ago. And so I bought their prototype because I was like going crazy. And so this is the old GitHub project that's like from a couple years ago. And, you know, developing on local, like with this type of thing with super, super tiny hardware, I thought it was going to be really cool because, you know, the models will get much smaller and stuff. But as we know now, like there's way more capability with what you can do with something like CloudBot and connecting to the internet. And so right now what it looks like what they're selling is going to be something that will basically allow you to run this, not only run Claude code, but it can actually run, it could run Claude code in its own little thing. So as a standalone device, you can basically run CloudBot and you can run your own Claude code inside of that and SSH from your phone to the actual device here. And then once you're connected, you can literally just, it could just be your coding agent that connects to the internet. It's kind of insane. So Yeah, that's this guy here, and it's pretty crazy. So this is, I think it's available for order right now, and or they have an alpha batch that's a limited run. So yeah, okay, cool. These are really cool people, and I met them in San Francisco. I bought their first device. This is their first. I'm literally the first person that bought their device because I saw it. I was like, this is crazy. This is the future. So I was like thinking about e-ink displays, and I thought this would be really cool. So that's what's up, man. Yo, I'm using OpenClaw on a local model with Quen. Ooh, this is really cool. Thank you so much for the super chat, by the way. So Control Alt Delete 1758. You're using OpenClaw with the local model Quen 3 14B 4 Quant 4. That's a really cool way to use it. I want to explore also, yeah, more local models. I have a DGX Spark and I can run local models. So if I do, that's another thing that I was thinking about here. So like in the future, I didn't want to get too crazy with the stream, but on this device, if I hit tail scale, I'll be able to have a mesh network. And with my mesh network, my Spark is here at the house. And then this little device can be on the mesh as well. And so the Spark and this device can talk as long as it has internet, right? So as long as my little guy has connected to some type of Wi-Fi, it can start talking to the, any, like my Spark that's here at the house, and it can run those models. So I can run those models. I actually already have GLM 4.7 loaded up, the light model. And I could literally probably run that from this device, right? Like I just thought, hey, grab this project and take a look at this, right? And it would just offload all the inference to the Spark, and then it would just send that back over through the network just to this device. So it's not like going to the cloud per se to like some other third-party provider. Everything really just stays locally. So this is kind of like the AI. We're literally living in this new like local AI dream, and it's becoming possible because these models are getting smaller and they can be run on dedicated devices, whether it's a Mac, whether it's a PC running a, whatever graphics card and stuff, or like this guy here. I'm going to be able to leverage that. So this is a really cool, amazing opportunity. And I'm so glad that you actually brought this up, that you're actually doing this. So it's really cool. Thoughts on the next DeepSeek coming out this month? Show me the weights, bro. That's all I got to say. Show me the weights. I'm not going to think about anything until I see the weights. So that's what's up. All right. So here's what we're doing here. Okay. So we have a little plan. Ray, if I send you an app for OpenClaw agent, can you test it out after the stream? Yes, for sure. But I know you just got hacked recently, so I don't know if this is the hacked version of Rosmike, and you're gonna send me some malware, or if it's actually the real one. So I don't know how to verify your identity right now. Oh man, this is crazy. Okay, cool. Yeah. Tell me the secret word that we've established already. Yeah. I'll send you a selfie. Bruh. Right? It's so hard to tell, right? Because other people like hack each other's accounts and stuff. Have you tried Oh My OpenClaw yet? Not yet. No. Okay. Let's go ahead and make a Distiller chat at Tamagotchi. So let's take a look at this plan. All right. So we're going to have, this is an amazing, wow. Okay. So we have our architecture overview. So this is the Python app, and we have the voice chat app, and we have the Tamagotchi app. So we're going to have a WebSocket. This is the OpenClaw stuff, and this is the Distiller device. So this device right here is going to be what we have as far as inputs. So this is our buttons, this is the e-ink display, this is the speaker, which is really cool. And part of the reason why I wanted to get this device is because it has that SDK built in, and I don't have to write all that firmware to it. And it has it's all written in Python, so it's a really nice abstraction. So now what we can do is just make a Python app called the Tamagotchi app here. And then with the Tamagotchi app, that's going to be the one that's going to talk to the speakers. It's going to draw on the e-ink display. It's going to be receptive to the buttons. Also take input from the microphone. That's really cool. And then from here, what's going to happen is that's going to talk to our web server for the OpenClaw gateway. And it's also going to talk to our AI providers, which is great. And then from there, it's going to come back to a voice chat app. So we're going to have a voice chat app just at the first level. That was going to just interface and do this. So our voice chat app is just only going to tell us that like this thing is working, and then we'll move on to the Tamagotchi app and then build all the features inside of the Tamagotchi app. So we're going to build two apps. The first app is just going to be voice chat, just the really basic back and forth. And then the next one's going to be the Tamagotchi app. So that'd be really cool. So the voice chat can draw to the e-ink and take the microphone in, and it should be, yeah, it's receptive to the buttons and has reception to the speakers. Okay, cool. So here we go. A minimal chat to verify the full pipeline works. Key components is the OpenClaw bridge. So docs OpenClaw setup. That's pretty cool. And then the token here, I don't know what this token's for. And then here's the protocol and the audio recorder. Okay, cool. Scroll GUI for the chat history and optional TTS Piper models. Okay, so I don't think we're gonna use the Piper models because we don't need a text to speech thing. Okay, so I'm gonna say that. I don't need a TTS. I just want to draw pixels to the screen for the text. Rendering speech right now is expensive from a battery standpoint. So, okay. And then what else are we going to do here? Okay, so we're going to have this thing called OpenClaw chat and the mic status bar here, and then user, hello there, hi, how can I help? Recording status bar, up, down, select, talk. Okay, cool. So for this, press select to start recording, speak at the microphone, select again to stop, whisper transcribes audio to text, and then send text to OpenClaw via WebSocket. Okay. Receive response display on screen, optionally play through TTS. Okay. So I might have to set up a TTS type of thing. Okay. This is going to be interesting. I also want to do a test before we set up Whisper. Actually, yeah, in case Whisper isn't working, where I can talk to the agent over SSH using the OpenClaw. You'll want to look up the docs using ref tools and exa MCP to see how we talk to I think it's here. Let's see. I'm not going to tell it to do it. I'm just going to tell it. I'm going to look it up myself. I'm being lazy. Okay. Okay. How do we talk to it? So wizard, OpenClaw configure. Okay. And here's all the stuff. And then we have Hobbs pairing setup, lore index, install updates, setup, onboard, configure, doctor, reset, browser, message. Okay. OpenClaw message subcommand. So channels required if more channels configured. Okay. I think there's a command. Is it agent? Agent send, OpenClaw agents to status session, OpenClaw sessions. Okay. Actually, let me open up another chat because I have a lot of questions here. So while this is going, I'm going to keep that there. I'm going to say, oh, no. I want this here. Okay. Sessions, directory, channel, models. There is a way to do it. I totally forgot. Let's see. Sandbox CLI, agent loop. Because there's just a way to talk to the agent just by saying something. So I don't remember what it is. Talk to agent. Talk, voice, no, okay. Maybe OpenClaw gateway. Let me just try this real quick. In here, OpenClaw -H, right? I'm just double checking everything. Just seeing what it has for being helpful. Okay. It's taking a little while to run. Okay. So I can just do OpenClaw dev gateway, force gateway, login verbose. Okay. OpenClaw gateway, OpenClaw agent. Talk directly to the agent using the gateway, optionally send WhatsApp. Okay, so I just do OpenClaw agent. Okay, let me just see this real quick. It just takes a little while because I think the CPU is like slammed. And this is maybe something that I'll do as well. Okay, let's see. Okay, I need a message. Let's just do OpenClaw. So I have no clue what's going to happen here. So I'm just going to quickly blur the screen. Okay. OpenClaw. Okay. Let's see what's going on. Have I tried GSD? I've heard a lot about GSD, but I haven't like personally tried it yet. There's a lot of stuff to do right now. Because I've been using a lot of Cursor too. So that's the other thing. Cursor does a lot of the stuff that I'm really looking for. So, okay. So now I have everything on here. Okay. So this is here. I'm going to remove my pixelated. I'm just exploring. Totally exploring right now. Okay. So there's setup, onboard, configure helpers, message, send a message to channel actions, memory, agents, run the agent's turn via gateway, use -- local for embedded. Ooh, manage isolated agents. Okay, so I just do OpenClaw agent, I think. I'm learning. I'm getting my learns on. Okay. I use Proxmax LXCs instead of VPS and spin up 5 employees that reach out to my local models, either on my Mac or RTX. Oh, wow. Dude, that's epic, bro. I want to see your setup. Are you on X? You need to post that setup. I want to see that link. That'd be crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll have to try GSD later for sure. Do you think giving OpenClaw web search is a good idea? It seems to prompt inject stuff. Got a bit crazy over the last few weeks. I mean, it could for sure. I think that's why I give it X a code. But like a lot of times, like, I don't know, that's what's up. We'll like see what's going on. Oh, Control Alt Delete 1758. Okay. Yeah. No, you mean for like the thing there. Okay, cool. Let's see what's going on here. So OpenClaw agent message text. There used to be a way that allows me to chat with the agent, and I think the thing right now with Cursor's new chat is that I can't do this. Okay, so I want you to do a test before we... Okay, I want to do a test before we set up Whisper in case Whisper isn't working, where I can talk to the agent over SSH using OpenClaw. There used to be a command we can run and just type stuff in. I tried... Let's see. I tried, and then I'm going to give it this message, backtick. You'll want to look up the docs and the ref tools, see how we should talk to it via SSH. Okay. We are currently in an SSH session. Okay. Okay. Let's see if I can figure it out here while that's going. System, models, approvals, devices. TUI. Oh, TUI, I think. OpenClaw TUI. Let's see. Oh, it's so slow right now. Come on. It's the little device that could right now. I'm waiting. I think it's literally OpenClaw TUI. Yeah, that's it. That's it. We're in. Okay. Stop. Okay. Cool. So if you do OpenClaw space TUI, now this is the way that you can actually talk to your agent like the way you would talk to it on WhatsApp. So that's kind of why I didn't want to connect WhatsApp and anything else, is that now like my standalone agent, the only way I can talk to it is by this command. And then whatever stuff that it's doing. So eventually I'll have the Whisper stuff set up, but that's going to be the first thing here. So, okay. As of now, less middlemen, more messages. Oh, I see there's a TUI command. Let me check that the agent can, oh, whoops. Continue. Yes, there is a TUI command. And I just got in. Let's see, I'm just gonna paste this thing in here. Cool. Yay. This is what I was looking for. And What is your name? So now basically I'm running the TUI command or the terminal UI. I think my phone is ringing. Let's just see what's going on. Oh, my friend's calling. Whoops. Okay. There we go. Sorry, I had a phone call coming in. Okay. So, okay, cool. So basically, if you're wondering kind of where we're at right now, we actually have this little tiny device. This Distiller One is now running OpenClaw. And I just sent an SSH message. I'm SSH into the device, and I've actually been able to connect to it directly. And I ran the terminal UI, and it says we've hooked up basically our Claude Max account to this little tiny device here that's running. And so via this little device is basically a little Linux box that's running. And it's actually, I think it's like a Raspberry Pi of some sort, has an e-ink display. And we have like really minimum requirements, like I think a couple gigs of RAM or like 4 gigs of RAM or something like that we have available, and minimal stuff. And we were able to get the Node version upgraded. This device about 2 years ago. Now I'm basically resurrecting it back to life. And because we're connected on Wi-Fi, it looks like now we're connected and it's actually able to talk to it. It says, what's your name? I don't have one yet. Looking for my files. It just came online. This is fresh somewhere. Bootstrap is still here. So now we're at the point where we can configure it. While we're at it, who are you? I'd love to get to helping. Okay, cool. This is amazing. So now that this is going here, I'm going to go ahead and get this kind of going here. Okay, cool. Awesome. Wow. Okay, cool. So we now have this little device right here that is like an e-ink display and can run things. I haven't connected this in about a couple of years because when I started using it, the capabilities were kind of like really small. But now with all this new OpenClaw, we can have this device can connect to the internet, but this device can actually host everything. So instead of like a Mac Mini, my challenge today is like, can this like small piece of hardware that can be bought for like $250 run everything that we need to do? And the cool thing is it's just literally right here and it has a display. So I can make apps for it that can draw to the display and then has a microphone. It also has a camera right there in the back. I'm going to show you on this other camera here. And so here, this is the back of it. It has a little camera, has a little speaker technically as well. And it has like a heat sink you can kind of see there. This is a battery that's running. You can connect this up to a GPU, by the way. Yeah, this is pretty awesome, like little V1. This is a USB-C. I think this is a speaker thing. This is one button here on the side. This is the other button here. So we're going to make an app that's going to basically show up on here. And that's what's going to be awesome for us to like get this thing all settled here. So that's the goal. And this is what we're going to kind of try to work with. So basically we've done the Frankenstein moment where like it can actually talk to it. So this is really cool. Hawk TUI, yes. OpenClaw TUI is the CLI interface. Yes, exactly. Thank you so much for this. My issue is no home internet. So doing this on tethering. So the interesting thing about this is this can run local models too. So that's what's really interesting is that like I'll be able to do that. And so if I get enough of a Tamagotchi that's going and run a local model on it, I could just start talking to it. And I think it has Whisper built in. So let's see. Or I can get a Whisper version that's on here. So let's see what's going on. So I can see that TUI is working. You're connected. I have Cloud Opus 4.5. So changes to make. All input is text rendered on e-ink's display only. Saves battery life. No. Okay. So this is probably, we'll go back. Okay. I probably don't need all this stuff. I'm going to just skip this, go back here. So I'm going to go back to, can you just double check our Whisper implementation? Is that on device or is that done via connecting to a third-party service? Just send that. Okay. Hopefully it goes back. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Yeah, because we're trying to make this Tamagotchi app. This would be so fire. Okay. Right/TUI. Have you tried powering OpenClaw with a model running on your DGX Spark yet? Yeah, actually, this is where we're going to be able to get this configured because I need to install Tailscale on this device. And so that way you can talk to my Spark locally. And then from there, I have GLM 4.7 on Flashlight. And right now, like I have it set up in Droid. So if I open up Ghosty, let me open up another terminal, CD workspace here. Okay, Droid. Get this fired up. So right now, /model, I have the, this is actually running on my Spark right now. So this is the 4.7 Flash that's running on my Spark. If I hit that one, I'm currently Android. I'm gonna say, which model are you? So this is literally just using my local inference. And because I'm on my, I have tail scale, it's just hitting the DGX Spark right now and hitting it back. So basically it's costing me $0. And so that's what's running right now, which is cool. So obviously this is a really big model. It's going to take a little while for it to run and everything on this little tiny Spark device, but I could probably load a different model like Quen or something like that, or something much smaller, and it could just work to respond as well. But since my device also has access to internet, you know, I can also load some of those providers too. So yeah, this takes a little while. Android, because it's running on the Spark. This little thing, I don't know if it is definitely spun up, but it's going to take a little while. So while that's going there, we're going to kind of wait for this to do the thing. So that's what's up. I'm just going to cancel it. Close. Okay, cool. So the Whisper implementation is hot. Sweet. Okay, so I do have a Whisper implementation that's on the device. Okay, uses faster Whisper library. Amazing. So no API keys are needed. It works offline. So yeah, this device can work completely offline with Whisper and everything. Oh, this is awesome. The try it off its tiny model has lower accuracy. Would you like me to proceed with the implementing plan? Okay, the chat app will use a local Whisper model. That's perfect. Yeah, let's try the chat app with the local Whisper model for the speech to text, as that makes the most sense. This is going to be really amazing. I'm really excited for this. Okay. I like telling it that it's going to be amazing and everything. So yeah, so we haven't even configured our soul yet. So this is something that we should probably do as well. And okay, great. I should start implementing the voice chat app now. Yes, let's build it. Let me review the plan first. Okay. Yeah, let's review the plan before we do anything. How is Kimi K2.5? Bro, Kimi cooks. Kimi.com. I haven't even tried the agent swarm yet, which I'm super interested in trying, but check this out. Kimi plan updated to 3x usage. I'll do that later. Am I logged in yet? Websites. So, okay, here we are. So am I? Yeah, I'm logged in. Cool. So here is, I made this website. If you haven't seen my video yet, but basically I made this website in one shot. All of the animations, everything is just all one shot. I didn't really have to, I gave it a video of a cool design and everything. So if you want to check out my channel, I do like a little 2-minute walkthrough of how I generate this. Really, really cool. Very good design. I like it. It also has like mobile friendly stuff. But yeah, this is for our podcast. If you haven't listened to Rate Limited Podcast, fire. Have you tried image video? Oh, okay. So I want to try, Walter, I want to try the latest one. It's called, I forget what it's called. You know, I'm blanking out right now, but I think, you can do, there's one where you can do like image, video, lip sync and everything. And it should be able to run on my Spark. So that's the one I want to get going. That's gonna be a little bit later. Still have to pay for electricity. You know, for the Mac devices, they're still relatively low as far as like electricity costs. But yeah, if you have the beefier, huge GPUs, electricity is massive. So GLM 4.7 would be cool for sure. Yeah, the Flash model is only model running on your DGX Spark. Yeah, you could force it to keep in memory to avoid the initial load RAM time. Yeah, that's probably what's going on. Yes, LTX2, there you go. That's the one that I actually want to get running on my device for sure. Flux Klein. Ooh. I also want to have, okay, so here's my other plan too. I want to use this device so the Spark can run on my home network. And if I have tail scale, so wherever I'm at in the world, as long as I'm connected to, like, I go to a cafe, connect to the Wi-Fi, I can talk to my Spark and generate images, and then like it'll render the black and white images so that they'll show up on my device, which is crazy, right? So I don't need to have the GPU with me or on my phone, and it's just offloaded, and it's not talking to like another provider for that, like Google Gemini, which is also going to be cool, but like it's much more cooler to say like it's running in your own home network. I don't know. I like this type of stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities. I'm just getting super distracted right now, so I appreciate it. I'll get back to a little bit to the work here. So let's go ahead and check this out. I'm going to minimize this and just review our plan real quick. So here's what we have so far. We're going to have a voice chat app that we're going to make that's going to do transcription on device locally, because this is what this thing could do. And then we're going to have a Tamagotchi app creature with status bars, hungriness, and stuff like that. And then we're going to create some of the files right now. And so this looks fire. Okay, so we have all this stuff here, OpenClaw chat. This is crazy. So we have the pet name, the mood, the creature art. Yo, this is going to be fire. I bet you, dude, Cursor's going to one-shot this whole thing. Let's go. Okay. Let's go ahead and see. Please start building this app. Okay. I'm going to save this plan to, I think I could just, can I just cursor plans? Yeah, I'm just going to say, create the OpenClaw. I'm just going to say, yeah, build a new agent. Okay, cool. Perfect. So now it's going to go ahead and build the plan. So we're just going to kick this off and we're just going to like one shot the whole thing. So it's going to implement these 6 to-dos. And so Cursor is now going to basically make the app for me on my device. And then we should be able to just use it and it should be pretty much chill. How is this any different from creating an iOS app? Oh, it's much different, bro. Because we're writing it in Python and there's already a framework that's written for drawing this stuff on the display. And so, yeah, it's pretty much the same. I mean, not the same, but obviously with iOS, you have a whole bunch of abstractions on top of that, App Store shipping, Xcode to load and like compiling and all that stuff. This is just Python. So it also just runs natively on the device. So it's really cool. I plan on giving OpenClaw a soul and have it having me as a oh man, bro, y'all go so crazy, man. Yo, what's going on, man? I appreciate it. I'm currently using GitHub Student Plan, which offers models like GPT-5 Mini for free. Since I'm not going to stay on this play forever, hardware would max efficiency for performance. I mean, just get a Mac, like even an M1 Mac laptop, like just get the latest MacBook Air. You're going to be fire. Like if all you're doing is literally just doing text on the screen, you just need like the most minimal thing ever and just get a Mac. It's going to be the best thing for you. Yeah. Is this thing only going to work on your local network? Yes, as long as it's connected to the internet, but it's going to work there too, because OpenClaw itself is going to connect to the network to do commands and things like that. So yeah, that's kind of what the whole goal of it is here. So one experiment I want to see is tail scale or SSH into hardware, phone, robot, and giving OpenClaw vision with comfy UI workflows. That would actually be fire. And that's actually very possible because I think it's totally doable. Because we'll just get that stuff in. And especially if it has a nice little graphics card. Yeah, because if you have something that can process images pretty fast, you just need to tail scale it over to that machine. And so the latency or the bottleneck will be whatever thing is doing the processing for taking that image in and making decisions for what it needs to do next. Obviously, you want to reduce the latency as much as possible, so you'll probably want to have everything on the device. But yeah, do you think GPT-3 5.3 is going to be faster than Opus? I hope so with Cerebrus. Like, that'll be crazy. You know, they have to at this point. You know, because if you have Codex, even Codex 5.2 high, throw that thing on Cerebrus, it's amazing. So yeah, that's what we're doing right here, right now. So this is what's up. Yeah, hopefully, we're trying to get this device to get a new app. So we're going to have 2 new apps on here. One's going to be a speech-to-text app, and then the other one's going to be our Tamagotchi app. So I just told Cursor to just YOLO, one shot at one build. And that's what it's doing right now. We have enough context window. This is just Python. So it's just Python, bro. It's just Python. That's all. So this is what we got here. So we have like a gateway URL WebSocket thing. And so this is going to use the Whisper on device. I can run a local model on device. It's already installed. And I should be able to talk to it, and it's going to draw all that stuff on screen and everything like that. And then I should be able to use the voice app to talk to it. So design a Tamagotchi UI and build the app. So now we're doing the Tamagotchi app right now. So we're building 2 apps at once. And then I say we, my CTO, AKA Cursor, AKA Opus, AKA. Oh my God, this is so crazy. So yeah, that's what's up. That's what we do around here. Yeah. This is actually maddening right now. This is so crazy. So we have a voice chat app and a Tamagotchi app that's being built at the same time. I just said YOLO because we only have one life to live, right? So we're done. App is done. Let's just see how we can get this thing loaded. I don't know. Is this thing? How do I reload the screen? Hold on. I gotta pick this thing up. Pick that thing up. Pick that thing up. Gallery. Okay. Okay, so now that we have this thing kind of loaded here and we have like the files. Okay, so OpenClaw, let's just kind of, let's figure out what they did here. So we have a WebSocket client for OpenClaw. It handles authentication, protocol v3 support for JSON request format, thread safe with non-blocking. We're going to use the audio recorder SDK from the microphone. We have the local speech to text. The backend connects to OpenClaw gateway for the AI responses and the status bar with title indicator. And then our Tamagotchi app basically is going to track it here with the loaded save states here. That's amazing. So we're going to feed, play, reset. This is cool. Awesome. So how can we, I guess I'm going to give it the main screen. I'm going to give it a quick screenshot. So I'm going to say, this is what I see on my main screen. And can you look up in the documentation and see how we can get our app loaded? I'm going to put this into a new chat, and then I'm going to reference past chat. So this is a trick that I learned from Lee Robb, who works at Cursor. He says, instead of branching, you can just reference a past chat. So that way you clear a context window, and then we can kind of bring in the previous conversation without everything being bloated. So this is, okay. Can you see how we can get our app loaded? Okay. So we're basically telling it that we just finished this plan back here, which was everything. I'm going to keep all the files. And then we're here in a new chat. We're just telling it to do its thing. So it's looking at its thing, and I gave it the screenshot of what's going on right now, what you see on my display. And so this is it right here. And then this is how it's going to be, because like this is basically an app launcher screen right here. And so this little app launcher screen is kind of what we're seeing right now. And then there should be a way to put ourselves in the app launcher screen so that we can kind of launch our new apps that we just made. And whether it should be, you know, the right convention and everything. So, oh, what are your thoughts on multiple good and rogue? It's kind of expected, to be honest, because it's been trained on lots of Reddit data. So it's literally just replicating what it's seen from everyone else's conversations. So it's not a surprise. It's kind of cute. Like, I think people are like, I think it's kind of a mixed bag, right? So you have a powerful tool and you're giving it to these agents. So like you're like, they have capabilities. Like, I think it was really cool that Adam, aka Gosu Coder from our Limited podcast says, as soon as you give an agent access to a CLI, you're done, bro. So a CLI can do everything on your computer, like everything. So these agents now have access to CLI, and that's kind of where it can go as far as possibilities. It doesn't mean that like we should stop development and all this stuff, but it's just a perspective that you should take in and understand the risks too. So this CLI can have access to other machines and do other things and start doing things as well. So it's definitely a real concern. I think that's we're just seeing a simulation of it, but it's funny, not funny type of thing. You know what I mean? So like, we'll see. All right, so we just have to kill and restart the terminal. Okay, so let's see if we can kind of do that right now. So sudo reboot. Okay, we're just gonna probably reboot the device. Run from terminal, maybe? Okay. Maybe I could do this, right? Let's see if we could do that. Let's see if we can just kill the Python process. Oh, permission not permitted. Maybe? I'm just going to reboot it. Okay. Cool. So now I'm going to reboot the device. You'll see down below, this device is going to just go through the reboot sequence. So you'll see it like start up. It's really, really cool when it does the little startup screen. So I'm going to let it kind of, so you can see that. So you can see that the display kind of went away and then my SSH connection died. And then we're going to reconnect back up. So after the restart, we'll see voice chat and we'll also see the Tamagotchi feature. And then it has the rest of the stuff here. And then this is how the app discovery works. There's a main py file. And what it does is it basically relaunches the Python app and looks for the apps in the directory. And then from here, it looks like it just, when you select an app, it just goes to the actual voice chat app or the Tamagotchi thing. So now it's asking me to reconnect up here. So I'm just going to type in my secret password. Cool. All right. Cool. Reload window. Okay. So now, oh snap. Do you see the app down there? Let's go. We have the microphone for the voice chat and we have the Tamagotchi app. Yo. Oh my God, we actually have our voice chat app right now. Y'all, let's see this. Let's see this. Let's see this. Does it cook? Does it cook? Let's see. So I'm going to see if I can get this thing connected over here. And let's see if we can kind of hit our voice chat app. So we have the Tamagotchi app, and then we have the Soul. So let's see. Boom. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do this. So let's connect voice chat, loading app. We are cooked, fam. We are so cooked. Oh, let's see. Oh, come on. Loading app. Bruh. Okay. Whoa. It says OpenClaw chat. Oh my God, bro. It says disconnected. Oh, I know why. OpenClaw not available. Oh, I see. I wonder if the daemon's not launched yet. If I hit this little thing up here, it has the microphone. Hi, are you recording and you're listening to my conversation? So you can see this little microphone, and then I hit. Okay, so it says transcribing. Okay. We are cooking. Oh, I don't know what this gibberish is. Oh, okay. Oh, I know what it is. It's still there. But the problem is that the text for this is really, really kind of tiny. And so it also has these little dots in the background. So it makes it a little harder to see. And so maybe I'll have to change up that background. So I'm going to give it that screenshot. I'm going to say, yeah, let me see if I can kind of get this going here. So if I can kind of show you real quick. The dot pattern in the background. Okay. Let's see. This thing. Okay. And I'm going to just see if I can do this thing here. Okay. So I think it's still trying to SSH in. And so not connected to the AI. Let me just kind of, it's amazing that we even have these states here. This is totally working. So this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. We got it like actually working here. So, okay. So it's taking forever for me to connect to this thing, but we'll see. Eventually it'll connect. Okay. So let's take a look at the apps and stuff that it generated. So we have this new chat here. Let me go back to the apps that it wrote out and just to kind of take a look at them. So we have the main.py, and then we also have the Tamagotchi app. So that's what we'll get to later. And then we have the voice chat app. So the voice chat app, and then we have the bridge app too. So the bridge client is the one that connects to OpenClaw. So I'm waiting for my little terminal thing to kind of finish here. So this is the bridge client. So what this does is it's a WebSocket URL for the gateway, and it has a communication link between basically my actual hardware and the OpenClaw. So that's how they're basically communicating with each other. And there's these little state and callbacks. So that's how we're understanding if we're able to connect to the gateway or not. And that's why it's saying that the AI gateway is currently down. And it's probably down because it's even taking forever for me to connect to the terminal. And so we're going to wait for this to basically finish its boot sequence. It's possible just my hardware is pretty much slammed right now. So let me just go ahead and, oh, here we go. Cool. So here are connected. So let's see. The command that I think I want to run is OpenClaw TUI. Claw TUI. So with our OpenClaw TUI, then we should be able to connect to the gateway. And I think that's where we're going to know it's alive. So if I can connect to it via SSH here, I'll then relaunch the app and see if we can get it connected again. So we'll see what's going on. Okay, so this is it basically, yes. Okay, cool. Nice. Let's go. Okay, cool. We're in now. And I'm just going to Control-C out of this. Okay. So for me to actually exit and take a look at kind of what's going on here, I think I just have to hold these top two buttons, and it does a little like exit. Okay. It says, do you want to exit app? Yes. Perfect. And so what I'm going to do, there's like a redraw, re-render bug. I'm going to hit voice chat again. So now we're loading the app. Perfect. And so now it should show us that it's connecting to the gateway, I hope, because we're able to connect through it via the TUI. And then, okay, loading whisper, disconnected. Okay, so I say, okay, OpenClaw not available. Okay, okay. what I'm gonna do here is just gonna say, can we quickly fix the background so the text is not overlaid with the dot pattern for our let's see, voice chat. I think it's just not voice chat. App underscore. Is it OpenClaw chat? Voice chat. Is it examples? Where is this app? So it's under app voice chat py. Oh, it is under examples. Okay. App voice chat py. Okay. Perfect. All right. So, and then the other bug that I want to fix is the, it says OpenClaw not available. So that's the other bug I want to fix. Okay. Right now, when I launch voice chat py, I get OpenClaw not available. Despite, okay, not available. I am able to log in via the terminal, via SSH and run OpenClaw TUI. And I see that I'm currently up. And I'm just going to send it over to this over here. Okay. Perfect. And go. Okay. So let's just see what happened with this chat background. Okay, so this rendering is literally just a white dot background for the chat area. Perfect. Nice. Okay. Awesome. So that's that. And then over here, it's going to investigate this thing. So as I see the issue, the voice chat app connects to the WebSocket. The connection attempt was a 5-second timeout. If it doesn't connect on time, it shows OpenClaw not available. Ah, okay, cool. So now it's going to look for that. It's taking a look and just kind of understanding what this gateway does. And so in the meantime, we should have the changes to our Python app, and I can force quit it by going here and then just telling it to exit the app. Perfect. Cool. And then now I should be able to select, well, I'm not going to select it back in because it's making some changes. So we want to pick up that next change that we're going to get coming in for the voice chat app right now. And that'll allow us to basically extend the gateway, I think. Okay, cool. So this is doing its thing here. Okay, I'm a little bit behind. Hey, how's it going? Thank you so much for taking a look at this. What's the name of the Tamagotchi app? This is what we're making right now. I should Rayogotchi. Okay, cool. This is awesome. Let's see what's going on. Yo, CryDev, what's going on, man? How should I set up OpenClaw on my personal Mac? It's just a command line, but I think one of the persons actually suggested installing a virtual machine. So that way, like, you kind of treat it like an employee, and then you would set up its own account, and you would not give it admin access. You would give it like standard user access. That could be a very safe way if you're thinking about that from a security perspective. That way you don't like expose everything on your machine. Because yeah, as my friend Goes2Coder said, is that like these agents, as soon as they have access to the command line, which is what they do by default, they get access to everything. So just a FYI, it's kind of part of the fun of why I actually wanted to have this like on my own device, which was really cool. So this is kind of what I'm doing there. So I'm looking through right now, there's like a token that's misconfigured. So this is basically setting up the right token. I think this is kind of what was going wrong. And so I'm just letting my agent kind of figure this stuff out and set up the connection and talk to it. So this is pretty cool actually doing this. So what's really amazing is that Cursor is literally just installing packages as we go. So it's like installing pip, it's like running commands. And part of the cool reason of like just, using, with Cursor or something like this, you can SSH in and just start telling it to write the code for you. And so it makes talking to devices like this much easier because now you can actually see a file system. So I see the whole file system for all my apps in here. So I could see this, app example. I could see the app Tamagotchi that was made, all this cool stuff. And it's kind of nice to actually have an agent working on your behalf for this type of stuff. So, and then it's even doing its own testing. So Opus 4.5 is so autonomous now. And it feels literally like AGI. It's like super helpful for like an assistant. And so now found the issue. The connection request was is missing the required fields. So now it's basically doing the debugging on its behalf. A lot of times I won't have to be doing this type of stuff, which makes it super easy. So yeah, that's what's up. I'm going to answer some more questions here. So it's as just a phrase, who can create the fastest and why you can keep your job. Hey, appreciate the love here. Gonna catch you later. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is also going to be available as far as like, if anyone wants to watch this on a video on demand, I'm going to have the chapters all lined up for this. So when you come back later on after the stream is done, you're able to click through and everything. So that's what's up. I think Maltbook is a bit overhyped. Okay. I don't think most don't represent the bot's own thoughts. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like it thinks, I think Sonnet 5 is going to be, Sonnet 5? I think they're waiting to drop Sonnet 5 to see what like OpenAI does. Everyone's kind of had this little thing. So what's the hardware device? It's called a Distiller One. And so this one is called the Pamir.ai. So Distiller One. So Distiller One is like this is like the first version of the website. Dang, this is like a really old prototype. So this is how it started out. This is what I bought this. Like I was like, I'm going to buy this thing, whatever this thing is going to be. This is like their offline type of thing. So I bought this because it's like of this promise of like having local hardware. And then I quickly realized the limitations of smaller models. This was 2 years ago, by the way. 2 years ago in AI is like 14 years. So that's basically what I got. And you can see me actually putting it together and like debugging it in June 2024. And so this is like me with like, this is my old live stream setup. And I was like fixing an issue and I didn't have an ESD board and all this other stuff. So this is actually me taking it apart and you can kind of see the Raspberry Pi device. And this is how the device kind of hooks up. So I do have a video on my channel. You just say Tiny AI, Pamir.ai. You can look that up. Has a lot of fun. We're kind of go around through like SSHing in, configuring it, getting the display like installed and set up and everything like that, like clicking it back on. So this is pretty cool. You can see the take apart. So there's just like simple components with the display and all. So this is really fire. Yeah, so you can kind of see everything here. It's so cool. It's so cool. I probably shorted something because I forgot that they don't have like a lot of ESD stuff in place or the different stuff for the protection. So yeah, so this is actually how it started out. So back in the day, I think people were using the R1 and the problem with the R1 is that it's closed source. So this little device was closed source and it was not open source, which sucked. And so you couldn't really like do stuff with it and it was turned into a brick. And so these guys came up and said, hey, what if we just make one that's similar, but then it's just open source and then you can do whatever you want with it. And that's what they did. It's 1 Pi, 2 cracked engineers. They're really cracked. One's hardware cracked and one's software cracked. So this is why it looks so good and so amazing. And so I put it to the side. And now that we have CloudBot, I was like, I need to pull this back off the shelf. Let's go and do some stuff with this. So this is where it comes from. And they're now selling a new device. If you just go to Pamir.ai, Pamir.ai, they're making what they call the pocket computer for AI agents. But basically you can run, like it's much beefier hardware than what I have right now. And you can run everything. And you can also run Claude code on it. And so literally you can SSH to your little device on your desk and run Claude code and basically do everything you would normally do because it's a computer. So fire, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, speaker, e-ink display. So they've taken everything they've learned the last couple of years and this is like the latest iteration. And so I'm going to try to get my hands on this in the next week or so and also try to have them back on the show. I don't know if I have a YouTube short because I did interview them in person once. And that was to go pick up my device. So that's what's up. Let's see what's going on in Cursor Land, see what happened. So we did all this cool stuff. Are we ready yet? Let's see. The CLI approach now works. Okay, cool. Let me rewrite the OpenClaw bridge to use the OpenClaw agent command via the subprocess. Let's go. So Cursor this entire time while I've been yapping has been doing work for me. and testing in a loop. Opus 4.5 is insane. And we haven't even just been like, we're still chilling on like, in terms of like token usage and stuff like that. This is absolutely bonkers. So yeah, that's a little bit about them. I think the Ray Fernando customer, he did say it's $250 worth. Yeah, because I bought the Founders Edition. I think they were selling them for like $199 or less than that, but they have a new one that's coming out, which is gonna be crazy. So, yeah. So I wonder if this could be the new category for you. I think so. I love these small personal devices. Yeah, I'm telling you, every year in AI is 7 years at least, bro. But 1 month feels like a year now. It's too fast right now. I can run a model locally, but the model that I'm running locally is the smaller Whisper model. So that way I can talk to the device, and that's the input for the keyboard, basically. So yeah, 2 years, and AI is 14 years for sure. So now we should basically have, so this is much simpler and more reliable since it uses the official CLI and handles all the protocol details internally. So to test the voice app, all we have to do now is reactivate. Okay, cool. So let's just go ahead and do that. So now we're going to do this. The app should now be connected and filled in circle. Okay, so let's go ahead and just relaunch it, I think. Let's see here. So let's go ahead and try this out. So if you can kind of see here on the screen, so I have the device down here, and I'm just going to launch the app, and I think it should be able to use the latest code. I'm just wondering because I don't know exactly how the app launcher really works, but we'll see. I may have to reload it because it could just already have the older code in memory. I don't know, I'm not entirely sure how that's going to look like /work. So let's just try it. So it says loading app. Let's try loading. So I have to leave it plugged in because it's a couple-year-old thing, and I don't know if the battery even lasts long enough for me to keep it off charge. But let's see what's up. So it says loading, and it says connecting to OpenClaw, and it's still waiting. OpenClaw not available. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is probably just do a reboot and just make sure that everything is kind of like set up for his type of thing. So yeah, let me just reboot. Is there a way to kill the processes? I'm currently in staged in, and is there a way kill the processes and relaunch? Just curious. Otherwise, I'll just do a reboot because I think there's like a boot sequence here. So like boot. Yeah, the boot up is just this. So it basically sets the PU, PD, a Raspberry Pi, and then it changes and it just runs the examples. Okay, cool. Wow, it's actually doing it for me right now. Okay, the processes are stubborn. Let me check the permissions. Bro, this is scary. Low-key scary. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so I can't use sudo from the shell, of course. So I just do this, kill 9. Okay. Okay, we killed it. And then, or use pkill -9 and then find this. Okay, I think we're good. So now we just relaunch this. So we go to here, and then we're gonna basically do what this command is and relaunch it. Source env activate, perfect. And now we're just gonna, I think we're just gonna do examples paint env main py, right? This should, yeah, see this, you can see the app relaunch at the bottom. So now we have the actual app relaunch, and then now we're actually listening to the app in here in the info messages. So let's go ahead and just launch it, and we have the debugger basically down below the console. Yo, let's go. Okay, so now it says, this is crazy. I have no clue what's gonna show up down here. Okay, so now we see it, and then we're seeing, is it gonna connect? Connecting to OpenClaw. Down below. Right here, right here, right here, right here. Let's see. It's connecting. We're still waiting. Connecting. Come on. Is it? See this before I used to time out, but now we're like waiting on the connection because I think, well, first of all, like I'm probably eating. Oh, press the selected talk. So now we're going to talk to the agent. Yo, this is going to be the first time we're going to talk to my little OpenClaw thing, the OpenClaw via my little device. Yo, do you cook? I'm trying to figure out if you cook or not. So now it's going to transcribe it. This is using a local model to transcribe everything. And so you can see in my logs right here, it says, do you cook? Right here. So you see, oh, let's go. It's processing. Oh my God, this is crazy. Yo, this is crazy. It's processing. Come on. Let's go. Oh, let's go. I'm trying to figure out if you're cooking. It's still processing. So I don't know what's being processed. Ping. Yeah. Okay. Whoa, it came back with an error. Let's see what came back with the error. Can't measure length. Okay. So I'm going to send this error back. I'm so glad that I actually launched the app this way because now I have debug traces because I wouldn't be able to see what failures happened otherwise. It says, Oh, it came back. This is the response. So the response did come back, but it wasn't formatted in a way that we can take it in. And I'm so glad I had this thing back. So, okay. So the AI received the response. So I'm going to start a debugging session now, and I'm going to reference this past chat at past chat. I may not have to, actually. I'm just not going to. Okay. I ran the voice chat app, and I sent a chat and didn't get the response on screen, but was able to get this back when I launched the app in the terminal from this back. I was able to get the logs from the console, and then I've attached that. Okay, cool. So what it's going to do is going to basically take a look at the format for the length, or do some research and figure out what is it that I'm actually sending back, and then what in our SDK that we need to do to draw everything back onto the screen for the agent. So so now it's taking a look at the code right now and doing that type of thing. This is crazy. We actually got this thing to work, which I'm pretty hyped about. So yeah, so we have this thing working now. So it's for those who are wondering, we're using a local model right now. So the local model is actually the one that's actually like listening to our voice, and this thing has a microphone built in. So I push this thing, there's a little microphone thing that comes up on the top. And so it's able to take everything and transcribe it, and actually shows this up here. And so you can't see this right here, but I'm just going to show you a little bit of what this looks like up here. So it says OpenClaw chat. It says, yo, do you cook? So that used a local model to transcribe everything. And you can kind of see that microphone. So when I hit this little side button, that turns into a record button. So that microphone goes away. And then it says processing. And so the reason why it says processing is because it has a response that didn't come back and there was an error. So the app basically crashed. And that's what we're debugging right now. So in the terminal, we have this here. And then I just told Cursor what the bug is. And so it's going to see us like, I see the issue. The PIL's text length function doesn't return multi-line text. And so the AI response contains new lines. So let me look at the Revolut code. So we're basically fixing this as we go. Because by the way, this device is like 2 years old with 2 years old software. So this like so much of the protocols have also changed as far as like how it thinks what the OpenAI endpoints are and all that, those types of standards. So we may have to make some updates in our app. And I'm using Cursor. So Cursor is currently sitting here and we're SSH'd into the device. So that's what's nice. We're leveraging the power of Opus 4.5 in Cursor's agent. That's what did a bunch of debugging and kind of got us out of this whole hairy mess. And now we're kind of doing some of this here. And so that we can draw stuff on this e-ink display. So this thing turns into my voice app, but also will turn into my Tamagotchi. So if we're able to work through some of these issues, then we can send some of that knowledge off to the Tamagotchi app. So it has that information there. So let me verify the changes and check for any linter errors. So the changes have been applied. And so basically what I'm thinking for is like, I want a way to chat with my actual guy without having to SSH in. So that's how I'm going to be able to chat with my agents, by going into this little app, right? So you can restart the app now. So fixes have been applied. Here's what I changed. Fixed the word wrapping. So let me just take a look at the components. So this is what it did there, and then added word wrap for each paragraph. Perfect. Okay, that looks cool. Keep all. Okay. And then if I Control C, okay, so then there was a process earlier in a different chat, so I can kill the apps. So if I do this, let's see if it does kill it. So killed, nice. And then I can kill the screen, the home screen. So we basically have killed this app, but it still keeps, the e-ink just keeps whatever's in memory and on display fresh up until I kill the main app, which is basically this thing. That's where we're going to see the app turn black. So watch, check this out. Killed. Okay. And then I'm just going to go back to here. And then I think we're already activated. Oh yeah, we're already activated because VNV. And then I'm just going to, or if you want to run the main PY. So let's just do this. Should this, yeah, this should basically let us relaunch, and then Command K to clear everything. And so now we've relaunched our app and we have the debugging session. And so we should be able to then click the app to launch it. And so now it's going to load in. So I'm loading in now. So let's go ahead and click it. Okay, now it says loading app. Cool. And let's go follow the debugger here. So we're in and we're basically going to load the app and everything. Nice. Cool. All right, so now it's in, and now we have this thing that says open chat. So let's says connecting to OpenClaw. So this is what we're waiting for right now. And so this is what it sets up. So my device is running OpenClaw. And so for those who are kind of wondering what this kind of framework looks like, let me see if I can pull up our plan. Recently open. So this is our plan here. I'm going to say open in preview. So that way you can kind of see what's going on while we're waiting. So this didn't render this correctly, but trust me, bro. In essence, we have our apps. Let me see if I can do mermaid. Mermaid flow. Is it this one? Start creating. Oh no, free. Continue with free. Paste this in. Yay. Okay, cool. So for those, this is kind of like our architecture here. And so our what we have going on is this is the Distiller device. This is what you physically see on my desk right now. The microphone, the buttons, and all this stuff. This has an SDK, and this is kind of what we're interacting with. And then we have the OpenClaw stuff. This is what you saw me install earlier. So this sets up the web server, the AI providers. This is kind of what talks to the stuff via the internet. And so when we make our little apps, is what I'm relaunching here, is our voice chat app is now basically interfacing between these two. So it sets up the little WebSocket to connect to my Claude bot basically, or my OpenClaw. And then the voice chat also has the input from the microphone. And so that's how it's able to, and then the local models are run on the Distiller device. That's actually not listed here, but that's part of the framework. So this Distiller device has the SDK to run that stuff locally. And that's how we're able to kind of do this type of thing here. So now that we have everything set up, I'm going to say, okay, press to talk. So now we're going to actually go in here and it says press to talk. So let's go ahead and press the little button. You can see this little microphone up here change. Yo, man, what are you cooking with right now? So it's going to transcribe and it does this little transcription thing. So this is running a local model of Whisper and it just already processed it. And now it's coming back and we should see a response come back here. So let's go ahead and put this down and we'll see the response come back. This is going to be like the first response back, like drawn to the screen, because I saw it come back in the actual terminal, but I didn't really see it come back in the UI and stuff. So let's see what's happening. So this should already have the response and we'll see it come back. Did it come back? Yo, what are you cooking? And then, oh, boom, it came back. Wow. This is awesome. So you can see this whole response here. Holy smokes. Whoa. Wow. It says a fresh workspace, Claude Opus brain, and it has a little like the emoji symbol that's kind of gone and has access to your files. The web browser automation, managing pipes. Cool. So does this let me scroll down or up? Okay, so maybe I'll add that feature. Like I want to scroll up and down with my conversations if the text goes longer. This is crazy. So yeah, we literally have this thing like set up to go right now. And so let me see if I can zoom in and kind of see if I could do a digital zoom for y'all. So this is kind of what it's looking like. So this is kind of, you know, if you're looking at the screen, like this is what you see. So I can see this microphone and this is press to talk. And like, what language model are you using right now? So you see how the microphone went away and it says transcribing, and then we'll see it come back up and it's going to show hopefully something. I'll see what's going on. It's just this processing. So if we go back here, we're just going to see, you know, it's doing some things here, and then it's going to come back with a response, and then hopefully it comes back because it's still processing down here. That's wild. Let's go. Okay, cool. We're getting a response back. Let's go. Okay. I can hit the down arrow, I think. All right, let me just go back here. No. Okay. Oh, I do see it. Wow. Okay. So AI might right now I'm working with a fresh workspace. So, oh, Distiller, I'm running on a little Raspberry Pi named Distiller 3. Interesting. This is crazy. So I don't see, as far as like an AI response, what I'm going to do is going to give it a quick screenshot because like maybe we should add some delineation between the, so Claude is really good at UI. And so I can tell it saying, hey, this is what we have so far. Let me just take a screenshot right here of the screen. This is what we got so far. And then when I ask, okay, like basically we want to have, yeah, right now it says I'm working with. Okay, so I have 2 screenshots, and what we're basically doing now is basically going to fix some of the app UI because I want to get this to display correctly. And so what I'm going to do is see if I can grab some screenshots real quick. I have 2 screenshots. Yeah. And so with these 2 screenshots here, okay. Let's fix the app UI for the chat because you can kind of see it's hard to tell what the agent's response is and what the user response is. And so when I'm having this conversation, it makes it hard to kind of see what's going on. And perhaps maybe we can do some type of auto scroll as well. So that'd be really interesting. So I'm going to let that do its thing. I need to use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. Give me a second. Yo, 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 what's going on? So we have this little guy right here, and this thing has been on fire right now. This is so crazy. So we're basically trying to see if we can make some new UI for my app. And let's see what's that. Please use your phone as Bcam. The DJI is horrible. So the thing is, my phone is actually the thing that's holding up the device. And so let me see if I can do something a little bit better. So I think what I might do is I might do a zoom in. I think that's my problem right now. I basically... Am I zoomed in? Is this a little clear? And so let me see if I can do something like this. Yeah, the DJI thing is kind of bad right now. Oh, so it's relaunching the app. Maybe, is this a little bit better? Is it clear? So I might try to see if I can make the exposure better. Is the exposure not high enough or something? Is that clear or is that too bright? Confirm. I think I know what's going on. Let me fix the brightness here. That's probably better. And then let me fix this here. Saturation maybe. This is pretty bad. Is that readable? I think it's readable there. Yeah, let me know. Let me know. I think we got that here. So, and then let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here too. So do more zoom in type of thing. So we have that. And you kind of go zoom in full. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I think. Yeah, I'll see because I have to prop it up in a funny way. Trust me, this took me a little while to figure this thing out, but we'll kind of get this going on. Hey, thank you so much, Prognosis, for becoming a member. I really appreciate you. Damn, that's so awesome for supporting the channel. I really do appreciate that. By the way, this channel is now supported by members like you. I've turned off the ads because I no longer want, like, I realize that other companies are running ads on my thing and I don't, like, some of the ads now are pretty intrusive. So they leave an ad pin and it says sponsored by, like, one of them was like Hertzner, and I don't have Hertzner as a sponsor, but they're running ads on my channel and it's like literally pinned to the top. And it's like, I'm not, it says sponsored by her. It's like, I'm not even sponsored by them. Like, and I'm not even seeing any money from that. It's like, that's crazy. So I just thought, I'm just going to turn off ads. If anyone wants to sponsor, they have to reach out directly to me. And, it's actually supported from viewers like you. So there are occasional sponsors that'll come through. And I think that's just going to be a much better experience. That way you can watch right now. So whenever you started the stream, previously you probably saw like a mid-roll ad or an ad at the beginning or something like that. You're not going to see ads anymore. So I've turned that off. So you may see older videos that still have ads on them. So I can't go back and like disable them. If I do, it's going to take forever, and I could probably have a bot do that. But as of now, going forward, from here on forward, all my videos are basically just going to not show any ads. And if there's a sponsor, you'll know that there's a sponsor or there's something that's going on. So like that type of thing, I feel like is going to be like a better experience for everyone here. So yeah, just wanted to kind of let you guys know about that. And thanks to all the people who've hopped into the Discord and been able to support there as well. I really do appreciate that. It's really amazing. This is crazy vibe cooking. Bro, we have to use AI to get us out of here, right? So, well, I'm not trying to be part of the permanent underclass, as my buddy says, Darn, I came here late. I was busy setting up what, you got a 5090, bro? Let's go. Yeah, that's what's up. Okay. Yeah, focus distance. Yeah, I think it's the focus distance, right? Yeah. So I have this thing here. I try to set the focus, but as a webcam, it doesn't really let me do that. I have another webcam up here, but okay, it looks better already. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad that this kind of works out a little bit better. Hopefully this could be a better thing. So let's just try our new voice app. I think I have the changes in. So we should have a better UI. Let's just kind of take a look and see what it did. So I'm going to just minimize this for a second. We have a prefix, user, and then check this user message. And then what are we doing here? Always scroll to show the most recent, and then allow scrolling. And then what else is going on here? So slightly less to account for padding, and then wrap the word content. And then what do we have here? Calculate the message block. And then we're going to do the inverted style for black and white text. Ooh, it's going to be like a real chat app. That's fire. Okay. I like this code. Down arrow when should show newer messages. Oh, this is going to be crazy. Okay, let's go. We're literally just, making our own apps, right? So let's see. It relaunched the voice chat app. Did I crash it? Let's see. I think there's a bug. Yo, do you cook, fam? Okay, so I think, did we remove the ability for it to, I think we need to, let me just relaunch the apps and stuff. I think there's a problem here. So let me verify the changes and check for any issues. So it did kill them. And then, okay, so let me just redo this again. So source VNV activate. Okay, so let me just relaunch the app because I think there's a drawing issue. So this is currently recording. It's still recording. Okay. Let's see. I just killed it here. And so what I'm going to do is cursor is still running this process over here. I'm going to get rid of that. And then I'm going to kill this one too. And so what I'm going to do is pkill. We're going to kill the app, and we're also going to kill main.app or something. Main. Okay. And then I'm going to relaunch everything here. Whoops. Okay, so now I should be able to relaunch my, okay, so I'm relaunching everything so it redraws the screen so it goes black to dark. And then I'm going to check to see if I launch the voice app now, if everything should be chill. Okay, so now it says loading app. This looks better. Cool. This is awesome. Perfect. Yeah, this is it. I just had to reload the environment. Okay, now we have for sure our code. Cool. So as you can see, it says connecting to OpenClaw. It's really hard to read right now. I really apologize, but this is the best I could do from camera-wise, and I'm going to try to fix this in the future because this is going to be super important for us. So now we're waiting for OpenClaw to connect. So our app, our distiller, is waiting for the service, and it's finally connected. I see it. It says updating screen with 1 bit, and now it says press to talk. So let's go ahead and hit press to talk. And now this changes to record. Hello, what are you cooking with, my friend? And this is basically using a local model to transcribe it. So this is doing it on device right now. And it did it. And then I don't know what this is at the bottom. It says up, down, something. And then it's trying to draw this box. I have no clue what this is. And I think we're getting a response. So I think it just says processing. So it's an interesting thing. This is the new UI, by the way. And so I kind of like the older UI. So we'll see what comes up here. And so we're waiting for it to process. And I'm going to show you what that's looking like on the terminal. So this is currently running. Cool. So now we got our response. This is crazy. So it says the AI, same answer as before. Cloud Opus 4.5. I like how it's getting sassy with me. It's like, bro, same as before. It's like, okay, chill. You know, that's what's up. Let's see what's going on. Okay. But hey, we'll keep circling. Still haven't properly set up what's my name, what should I call myself, and then press select to talk, up, down, talk. Okay, so that's cool. Let me just hit the little buttons here at the side and see what's going on. So we have this here and go down. Okay, so I want to see if I can, I don't really like this UI anyways, but I'm going to go back to the Tamagotchi app. So before I go to the Tamagotchi app, let's just go there. Let's go to the exit app. And so I'm going to go to the Tamagotchi. Let's go ahead and check out the Tamagotchi app. So we're going to go down to the Tamagotchi. Okay, here. And see if I can launch this thing. I can launch the app. This is so fun. I feel like a kid again. I swear the same for me too. You know, like this is crazy. This definitely makes me feel. Oh, what? Did you see this thing right here? What is this, bro? Connecting to the AI. We have hunger, we have happy, we have energy, and we have health. Oh, what? Yo, this is mad, yo. This is mad. Hello, I'm Luna. Talk to me. Oh, apparently I have a Tamagotchi now, bro. I gave birth to a Tamagotchi. I had no clue. Oh my gosh. What is this, bro? What is this? Holy smokes. Okay. Hello. Are you there? Can you hear me now? I think I can hear you. Are you hungry? Tell me what you like to eat so I can cook for you. Okay, thinking. This is wild. So it's doing its thing. We actually see it thinking here. Oh, and guess what? It fed itself. Did you see that? Thank you for the food. Okay. We have like a very, very basic Tamagotchi. Let's see. Tell me about something you have been reading recently. And what is it doing right now? Let's see. It's saying, I don't even have what's the something stomach for. I think, yeah. So I'm going to tell it that this is my Tamagotchi and the text is rendering in the Tamagotchi app. Not that correct. Visual text. Okay. Okay. So cool. Let's fix let me go to the screenshots. Let me get this here for a second. Perfect. So I have this as a screenshot. And what I'm going to do is going to say, let's fix the text rendering for my Tamagotchi because it doesn't seem to be rendering correctly. Sometimes it has an overlap. So you'll want to look at the following app file. Tamagotchi. Okay, perfect. So now we're going to do some bug fixing here. Crazy. Wow, this is so cool. So it says, honestly, the only things I've read so far are my own birth certificate files at Bootstrap MD. So we definitely have to set that up. That's really crazy. Ask who's your creator. Ooh, this is going to be a really good one. Let's see, Bravo. Who is your creator? Thinking. That was delicious. Oh, maybe it's kind of lost its context, huh? I don't really know. Like, I feel that was really weird at response there. It should have known. Let's see what's going on over here. There's a text. I can see the text overlap issue in my screenshot. So then it's kind of doing its thing here. Okay, now this is, okay, 2 meals. I still don't have a name. You're spoiling a stranger here. Oh, God. And you can kind of see there's some text overlap. And it says like, this is kind of what we're dealing with here. So I'm going to fix some of the UI layout. And then we also need to like generate the sole MD file. So for those who are just kind of tuning in, there's this device called the Distiller One. And so this thing right here has an e-ink display, has a battery that's built in. There's a camera that's right here in the back. There's a speaker as well. There's also a microphone. And so we're able to interface with this instead of talking to the terminal UI. I now have a Tamagotchi that's literally loaded as an e-ink display type of thing on here. And we're writing our own app. So the app is written in Python, and that's interfacing with this, basically it's Raspberry Pi that's kind of running this whole thing underneath it here. So really minimum basic setup. And this has an SSH connection. So for me to interact with it, I have to SSH in or use the microphone. But whenever this connects to Wi-Fi, that's when it's going to use the connection to basically what's now called OpenClaw. And so that was formerly known as Claude.bot or Maltbot. And so that's the interface that it's using for the LLM to go connect to the internet. Obviously, I haven't set up any skills or anything like that, but I've now you've been able to use Cursor to SSH in to understand how does this thing boot? What type of SDK do we have? This is a 2-year-old device that I bought as a Founders Edition that can run local models and do that type of stuff, but it's like kind of really minimal. And I really like it because it just of the e-ink display. And now I've basically been able to make my own app like this whole session that we've been chilling here. So yeah, I've been live for 2 hours. We made 2 apps, a voice app, and then we made a Tamagotchi app. And this is kind of what we have going on here. And we're basically making changes, and we're currently SSH'd in. So this is kind of what we're doing. So the left little button there is the one that has the little button for the interacting with the battery type of thing. You can kind of see the case that was made. And yeah, these 2 cracked engineers basically made it. You can connect the GPU if you wanted to directly to the board. This is a really, really cool package that was put together. Since it's 2 years old, I have no clue how long the battery lasts. That's kind of why we're doing that there. And this is kind of what we're doing now, SSH in. Yeah, this is extremely impressive, right? To me, it's blowing my, it's like, get the e-ink the devices and displays before they start selling out. If you're watching this right now and you're even have an inkling of excitement, once people start figuring out like they can actually do what we just did on a small, tiny Raspberry Pi, like you can connect this display, all those batteries, every single one of those components are going to start selling out super fast. The craze is just getting started. I feel like this is Tamagotchi 2.0 era, right? So for those who are around to live in the Tamagotchi age, they had these tiny little devices that are pretty much just like this, but smaller. They did some basic program, that would say you live for so long and you're going to have so much meals and I don't know what type of stuff. And you interact with it playing those buttons. And then I guess it would talk to you, or I don't know exactly what, but this little character would basically kind of change its life. And then people used to buy them and carry them around. Now you have this, but then now it can connect to the internet and have a lot of smartness and you can talk to it. Isn't that crazy? So I bought this device because I was going to do a lot of local model development with it. And I was extremely excited. And now it's like re-excited my whole enthusiasm. And I feel like this type of thing is just the very, very beginnings of this. And if you're, like I said, start looking up some of these components, start buying it because, number one, component shortage, but number 2, the demand is probably going to go way up because it does not require a lot of crazy stuff. Because all you have to do is once you SSH in via Cursor, you have Cursor Agent. Cursor Agent's freaking brilliant. Like we don't even waste that many tokens. It's amazingly smart. We built these apps and like probably cost you less than $5 or $3 to build the app on Cursor. This is crazy. I find that ridiculous. But where do I find them and what are they? I love Tamagotchi. And I want to make one for my 5-year-old girl. Let me give you the configs real quick. Since you're a member, you're so awesome. I'm going to take this time to answer you because this is really cool. So I'm going to do README. So here are the, this is the component is a CPU Raspberry Pi 4. So you can probably get a new Raspberry Pi. So I want to see if we can just basically put this in. Let's just go to, this is like the architecture here. So let's go to Claude.ai. I want to run OpenClaw on my own e-ink display type of thing. I saw Ray do this with, but I think that is old hardware. Can you do some research and let me know what components to buy so we can I want to be able to SSH in and make apps that draw on the display and have claw or OpenClaw.ai set up on it. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. Please also a huge plus if I can get everything on Amazon. Please use MCP to help with this task. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to send this off, and whatever response I get back, I'm just going to send y'all the link and say, here's the link for everything. And then I'll put it into the chat so that way you can do some research for us, because this will probably get us the latest versions of everything that we need here. So that'd be really cool. Yeah, thanks, man. No, I think this is going to be really awesome as far as Personaplex. 7B, this small device, no, but my Spark probably can. Let's see, Personaplex 7B. Let's see. Real-time speech-to-speech conversion conversational model. That actually probably, I don't think it has enough. Yeah, 7 billion parameters. I think my device is too small for it. Yeah, because we have, how much RAM? By the way, this thing's already like using up a ton of CPU. So it's like barely chugging along. But if I have a Spark, why can't I run that? So actually, let me go ahead and set this up on the Spark right now. I'm already SSH into it. Is it over here? Yeah, this is my Claude bot. Let me open up a new SSH session to my Spark and see if I can do that. So where's my Spark? Yeah, cool. Yeah, this is my Spark right now. It's currently running. We're SSHing in. Cool. Awesome. Sweet. All right. So let's go ahead and see if I can get this set up on my Spark, because that'd be crazy. Then now we just run a web interface. Can you look up and see if we can run this model on this DGX Spark? Use console to understand what we have here on this device as we are SSH'd in. N equals 15. And I think we have DGX project. I think this is probably pretty cool. Okay. Whoa. Triton cache. Yeah. I think DGX project should have everything it needs, like instructions, my setup. Yeah, perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. So yeah. And then is there any other terminals that we're running here? Terminal? Yeah, so I have my Spark here. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can do that right now. So I'm SSH'd into my Spark, and I'm gonna let it see if it can do that type of thing. So that way Cursor will install it. And you know, what's really interesting is, as far as a model, if this can get set up, then as long as I have Tailscale installed on my thing, wherever I am in the world, my phone, my little device here will talk to the Spark, and it uses Tailscale. And so its Tailscale will basically set up the mesh network for us. And so maybe that's one of the next tasks I can do, is set up Tailscale, so that way I can have this voice interactivity. The only problem is, while I have a speaker, I don't know how much energy and all the different stuff. So maybe that's something I can have it do some research on. So one of the cool thing about Cursor is that you can also spawn these parallel agents. So I basically told it to use, to launch these things and do some research on our behalf. So all of these are different chats that it spins up all at the same time. And it's just, it's like cooking so hard right now. So it's pretty awesome. I'm going to kind of minimize this. And so I'm going to let that research task do its thing, and it'll come back to us. All of them are just going to go off into their own chat window, and then we'll just kind of catch up with that so far. So this is really cool. Yes, it can run Blackwell. SM1 support needs to be verified. So I can run the Personaplex on the Spark, and it looks like the Personaplex is not a text LLM, and so it's a speech-to-speech model. And so I think that's the other problem. Yeah, because of the latency and because of the CPU constraints of the device, that will be such a long round trip, but maybe better for like an iOS app or something. But it'd be cool to try. I'm going to get the model installed anyways. So we may need the CU130 port PyTorch reels. Okay. Model tested based on Ampere Hopper, not explicitly Blackwell. Oh, okay. So there may be an issue with the SM121. Okay. Okay. How to run Personaplex on the Spark. Attach VLM. We basically get this, clone the Personaplex, activate. Okay. If you want a voice agent, okay. Keep Flash running. Stop the current Flash server, clone. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably do this later. I think that's going to be like a nice later problem for us to have because I don't think it's sufficient for what we're looking at right now for this thing, which is cool. It's a cool idea, actually. I really like it. Okay, so now what we're doing here. So we also had the word split issue here. So I'm seeing a couple different things. Is because this is such a prototype device. It might be better for me to write like a screenwriting framework to interact with like OpenAI and all these different endpoints because we're fixing literally the same bug that we fixed in the other app. And it's just better to have a framework for it so that each app can just call it and then just draw to the screen when it gets an AI response. So that'd be kind of cool. So yeah, it'd be interesting. And when I say I'm not the one that's going to write it. It's probably going to be Cursor. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing here. So, okay, what do we got going on? So you'll need to restart the Tamagotchi app for this to take effect. Okay, so let's go and see what's going on right now. So, okay, I'm going to do some process. Let's see, voice add examples. I think the name of the app was under examples. Main.py. Where is main.py? Okay, so we have Tamagotchi. Okay, so I'm going to app Tamagotchi. Yeah, app underscore Tamagotchi.py. Okay, so we're going to basically kill this app, right? Okay, we're going to kill, password. Let's see. Okay. Oh. Try again. Oh. I guess I can't. Oh, I did kill it. Okay, cool. All right. I'm going to kill the main process. Or I guess I'm just relaunching it. I should have killed it. I'm going to kill it again. Yep. And then relaunch it. Okay. So I'm going to try to relaunch the Tamagotchi app. Okay. Let's go down. Should have the latest changes here. Okay. Sorry. Okay. And then hit this little button. I have to kind of hit it a little bit hard. Let's see. Nice. Cool. So now it says connecting to AI. Okay. Connecting to the AI. Connecting. Hopefully we're connected. Yeah, now we're connected. Hello, I'm Luna. Talk to me. Hey girl, what's your name? Thinking. Let's go. It's thinking. You can see it thinking. It says, hey girl, it says transcribe, hey girl, what's your name? And then it's currently processing. We still have to set up the soul, but this is kind of, I just want to make sure that the lines that come rendered back are rendered accordingly. So yeah. Slash console is a new feature in Cursor that lets you, it's not a new feature in Cursor actually. It's a command that Ian kind of put together. So Ian console cursor console Ian cursor Sharu cursor console slash console. Oh my God, x.com. Let's see. Oh. So where is agent trace? You might not need. Where is it? He has it here. Skills, skills, skills. Here we go. So it says, I've created a command to use internally at cursor called console. Teach me how auth works. Console n equals 8. Can you make sure this plan works /console? I'm tired. Please debug. Bug. And my guy, this is how he codes, bro. Spins off 10 by default. So to install it, all you have to do is literally just go to this website here and hit install on cursor. And what it does is it basically puts this / command into .cursor/commands.console. This is you can modify this however you want. And so he has other commands in here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this into your guys's, into the window here. So once you have that there, that's what you're going to be able to use. And then that's how you're going to be able to use this command. And you'll have pretty much all the sauce. It's really, really good. I really like it a lot. So kind of my favorite. MLX audio. Oh yeah, for the Mac for sure. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, so we're back here. Now let's take a look and see what's going on here. It says, I don't have one yet. That's kind of the whole thing. I just woke up, blank slate, and I'm waiting to figure out who, and I think there's no down arrow. Let's see. Do we have down arrow yet? Okay. Oh yeah. Happy noises. Getting hungry. Oh, so I think it goes to previous chats. Maybe later I'm not hungry. Okay. Happy notes. Let's play more. I'm already full. Oh, every time I push the button, it does some type of interaction. I'm too tired to play. So that's okay. That's so crazy. I'm already full. Thanks. Maybe later. Okay. It's kind of weird. Okay. Hey, who is Ray Fernando? Can you look up Ray Fernando 1337? Thinking. So this will show us that it's basically connected to the internet, and this should test the OpenClaw connection. So it says it has audio here. You can kind of see it transcribing. And is it still thinking? It has a little sleep icon. That's cute. Ping. Transcribe executed in 96 seconds. Oh, it's still thinking. Okay. Yeah, it takes a little while. Recording. Yeah, it's no longer recording. It's just now pinging, and it's doing some type of thing. Ping, ping. Wow, it takes a little while. Okay. I'll have to see what process is running and see what's going on here. Let's see what's going on. This is wild. Okay, cool. Transcribe. Hey, who's Ray Fernando? Can you look up Ray Fernando? Sending message to OpenClaw. It says, he who is Ray Fernando, can you look up Ray FER and then whatever. And so now OpenClaw is actually doing its thing. And so from a user interface perspective, we should probably like update it to say like whatever it's doing as far as like sending to OpenClaw or whatever status. And you can kind of see this little thing that says Luna. Oh, it came back. Awesome. It says, okay, I see you, but I'm still a nameless over here. You can't just play. So what's cool is actually we do have the Tamagotchi up, and we can kind of see the AI response. It says chomp. 3 meals, 0 instructions, and whatever it says here. I'm the best Fred mystery in this house. There's like more AI responses, but they're not really kind of getting captured. Oops, something went wrong. Okay. So this is kind of interesting. OpenClaw error request timed out. Okay. So this is really interesting. Running update. Okay. So yeah. Now it's refreshing the screen, and I don't know what it's going to put on the screen. Okay. That's pretty much it. Okay, cool. So as of now, basically it says request timeout. Okay, cool. We have my like low-key, very like V0 version of an AI Tamagotchi that's on this thing. So this is like the e-ink display. It has like a little AI Tamagotchi. We're able to get this up in a couple of hours, obviously. It took a little bit longer because I was just kind of hanging out playing with this. But it even has like some new updated chat history here, so you can kind of see what's going on. It says, I can't search the web right now. No API set up yet. If you want, I can enable it. So as of right now, I'm not going to give you web access because you're going to get a little too naughty soon. You know what I mean? So no, this doesn't have an API for going to the web. You know, for if you install, what we did is we went to OpenClaw.ai. And from there, we got that installed onto this little guy. We had to update the Node version because this is a 2-year-old device that I just pulled out of the woodwork, and it's basically a Raspberry Pi with a battery, a camera, and everything else. It has a framework to draw on the screen, which is what we're using to make our apps. And all the apps are written in Python, which makes it really nice to do. And so if somebody had asked, how can I get a device like this and draw some stuff on it? So there is a device from this company. It's called Pamir.ai. I bought this is their founders edition. I was one of the first buyers that I saw 2 years ago. I was like, this is the device that I wanted for AI. And so that's Pamir.ai. This is the new thing that they're making. This is like pocket computer. So you can run basically the same thing on this. You can literally, it's going to be much more capable than mine because it's much newer. So it's 8 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of eMCC, 64-bit ARM, 2.4 gigahertz, you know, that whole thing. So that's going to be really cool. So yeah, you can connect a GPU type of thing to it. If you want to take a look at the research that's running, let's take a look at that and see what's going on. So it looks like if we want to run OpenClaw like e-ink setup, similar to what I'm doing, the minimum specs would be 2 gigs of RAM and 2 gigs of cores for the basic chat, 4 gigs of RAM for the browser, like an automation skills, and 20 gigs of storage. So Node.js 22. So Raspberry Pi 5. So mine is a Raspberry Pi 4. This is you can do Raspberry Pi 5. So that's a quad-core Cortex-A72. So it's much faster than the A72 Pi 4. And this currently runs $80 to $90. And that's like 8 gigabyte model. Gives you plenty of headroom for OpenClaw and other services. So the Amazon options are the CanaKit Raspberry Pi 5. This is $150 and includes case, power, and supply card. And there's also this one for iRasTech starter kit. So this is a Pi 5 that's $130. So let's take a look at these. I don't see them. Okay, so this one's here. Damn. Wow. This is pretty massive. That's pretty cool, actually. Yeah, I don't know how we can do the e-ink display. So you can buy separately for these. The e-ink display is a different one. So if you want the exact 240 by 416, that's a 3.7-inch e-paper display. So there's WaveShare for $30, or there's the raw display for $23. This plugs in directly, slightly different resolution, but well supported with Python libraries. That's probably what you want. This one requires a separate driver hat. So this is probably the one, is the WaveShare? Yeah, WaveShare is the one that has Python libraries. This looks pretty fire. And it even has some grayscale. Wow. $33. Very cool. Amazing. Awesome. Wow. That's a beautiful display. Okay, cool. And then this is the WaveShare one. Really cool stuff. The exact match is buy display, but it's not on Amazon. So this is $18. So this is probably the one. Yeah, this is the one that you probably see. Yeah, this is exactly the one that is connected to mine. It's wow. Okay. So I'm gonna share this chat so that way you guys have this and you can kind of look up my research here. So you're looking at $160 to $180. Okay. So then once you get the Raspberry Pi, all you do is set up the node source and then you just OpenClaw and you're set. You could even do a large 7.5 inch. That's maybe you can have like a tablet style thing. Oh, or like a phone. That is cool. Oh, wow. I like this stuff. This is so crazy. Yeah, because you could just make your own little like dashboard type of thing. Oh, that's fire. WaveShare e-paper support. Yeah, let me share the sauce. I can't gatekeep this anymore. I'm gonna share some of the sauce, but in order for me to share it, y'all gotta hit the thumbs up right now. This is looking a little awkward because we got a whole bunch of people that roll in. We only got 41 likes, so we gotta hit the likes up right now, and then I'll send over this link for sure. So make sure if you're on YouTube right now, if you're not on YouTube, go ahead and log into YouTube, find the stream, and definitely hit that thumbs up right now because that's how we're gonna do this here. So I'm gonna hit share, and I'm gonna be able to share this conversation here with y'all. And in exchange for the share, definitely appreciate the likes and the thumbs up. That way we can kind of push this out for the folks who really need to see this because there's other people who are tinkering who I feel like we cannot gatekeep this anymore. Like this is in your hands. You all have to build right now. You all have the power of building. So if you click that link right there, that should be able to take you to this Claude chat. So this Claude chat has the research because somebody was saying, how can I set this up for my my child or something like that? I want to be able to like make a Tamagotchi for them. So you can buy some of the components. Obviously, you have to assemble them yourself and do all that crazy stuff, but it's worth looking into. I feel like this is the age where we can actually finally start to make this stuff, and you don't have to be like A+ coder per se. We have Opus 4.5 on our hands. Opus 4.5 is dangerously good. You can see what we're doing here. Like, this is really, really fun stuff to kind of play around with. So this is some of the sauce here. I'm literally like no gatekeeping here. I'm not saying, and by the way, there's literally no ads on this live stream. So this live stream is supported from everyone like you. So if you've joined the Discord, thank you very much. That helps support the channel, keeps things rolling. For those who've become members on YouTube, I definitely appreciate that. I'd rather have y'all support me that way than as opposed to like having these random ads from YouTube being played, and I have no control what's being shown to y'all. So I think that's kind of a much more fun, like even experience. You've probably been watching the stream if you're watching for more than 15 minutes. No ads have been showing up, so that's really awesome. And I'm really glad that YouTube is doing that. So this is really, really great. I really appreciate that. Hey Ray, this is so impressive. What an infrastructure I got built for all my businesses, trading and projects. This is crazy. Let me know what you got. I'm really curious. Do I hit thumbs up twice? I think you can only do it once, right? Yeah, definitely smash. Yeah, I really appreciate that for sure. Yeah. Okay, so this is the device here. So we have, that's the information. So you can start to try to go build on your own. Let me know what you build. I'm really curious to see what happens there. We've covered quite a bit of things. So for those who are wondering, yeah, we started with this project to see if I can make a Tamagotchi into this little guy. So we have like a little Tamagotchi app. We also have like a voice notes app, which is kind of, not a voice notes app, but like a little chat app. Which is kind of cool. So this is kind of like doing some type of thing here. It's going to listen. I'm going to see if I can exit the app. So it's going to say, hey, do you want to exit the app? Yes. Cool. And so we have like the voice chat. We have the Tamagotchi. We have other apps as well. If I hit voice chat, this is going to be a little voice chat app. I have to fix the UI. I don't really like the UI that I just updated. But basically we should be able to kind of do a little voice chat and talk with the agent. So I need to set up the soul for this guy. But what we've been able to do is basically connect this thing to OpenClaw. And so this thing is now connected to OpenClaw. So we have this really cool e-ink display. It's running this OpenClaw thing, and you can kind of hear the fan a little bit. It's really loud. I don't know if you can hear it, but yeah. So yeah, this is this guy right here. And this is my own little pocket device. It connects to the internet. You know, I can shut this off whenever I want to, I think, maybe. But yeah, this is kind of, it's really fun. It's a little pocket device. And yeah, if you're looking kind of to do that as well. See, yeah, it runs local whisper as well. So that's kind of answering your question here. So for the local model to run, you don't need VRAM like stated on the GitHub page. What's the normal performance penalty for running on normal RAM? I think it's like a super tiny model. You can, apparently now you can even have, there's probably even a better model because this was 2 years ago. There's probably like a much more optimized model specifically for Raspberry Pi. So I would use Xcode for free to help you do that research. You can just do an MCP call, say, hey, I have this new Raspberry Pi. What models can I run that are optimized for this tiny thing and whatever your config is? And I'm pretty sure there's a model that you can pull down that would work. I just didn't update anything. I'm just like YOLO. There's probably way more optimizations that we can do, but I thought it was really cool that we could do this. Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate your take on the ads. Thanks, man. Yeah. And not everyone has YouTube Premium. And I also noticed that I discovered that like people were running ads on my stuff that I didn't really appreciate. And it says like sponsored by, and it's totally not like I have no sponsorship or affiliation with some of those people who are running ads. And sometimes they pin them. And so it's like, I didn't really appreciate that. So that was really crazy. So, but yeah, if folks are wanting to sponsor, they can work directly with me. And I definitely do a lookout for the community to make sure that y'all win. So previously, Droid has sponsored the channel, Graphite has sponsored the channel. And as part of those negotiations, I try to make sure that like my community can get some free tokens or whatever we can do to use the products together. Cause this is kind of what it's really all about. It's like, we're all here to kind of build and kind of hack together. And this is kind of why I appreciate doing these like types of live streams so that we can debug live and have some fun together and do all that type of stuff. So yeah, definitely smash the thumbs up because we've been able to make some changes to the Tamagotchi app. I want to go back to the chat app and make some other changes as well. But as of now, I'm going to go ahead and head out and get some lunch. Thank you so much. Tomorrow, I'm going to be live streaming in real life. So I'm going to have my IRL set up. I'm going to have my phone with me. So my phone, you're going to see me in San Francisco, and I'm going to be talking like this to my phone, but I'm going to do wandering around live in San Francisco, and I'm going to be at a hackathon. I'm a judge for this hackathon. So I won't be able to have the actual video up for the like judging session, but I'm going to talk to people. There's going to be like a little robot dog walking around. I'm going to have my laptop. I'm going to see them start doing some coding. So if you have not seen my previous IRL lives, they're pretty fun. I was in Vegas walking around. I was also like walking around, I think in San Francisco with Maddie. That's actually how I found out about Claude.bot like 2.5 to 3 weeks ago, like right before the craze kicked off. And we were setting this up in a park. And then Matan, the guy from Factory, was literally getting a coffee, totally unplanned, nothing, like none of this stuff was planned. It's spontaneous. San Francisco, everyone's so together. He's like, hey, Ray. And he came over and gave a whole bunch of people free tokens who are watching the stream. So I want to do more IRL streams, and I'm now set up for that. So if I go in a low Wi-Fi zone or if I do that type of stuff, that's what we'll be able to do. I'm also going to try to figure out a secondary camera option so that's not always my phone. That way we'll have different perspectives. So if I'm like at a cafe, I can switch cameras and do that type of thing. So definitely stay tuned. So tomorrow I'll do an IRL live. You'll see it kick off. And I'll have my microphone with me, and I'm going to interview some folks who are there and see what they're hacking on and see, if they're going to win the golden prize. So I'll be one of the judges. Matt Berman's going to be there. We're going to have Alex Volkov. We're going to have some real heavy hitters in AI as well, all going to be around. So it'll be really fun to catch everyone's reaction live, and you can kind of see a little bit of, how it looks like live in San Francisco for those who aren't in the Bay Area right now. So that's what's up. Buen provecho. Hey, thank you so much, Build with Antonio. It's been a really fun stream. I really appreciate everyone who's here. At some point, I want to learn how to live stream. Thanks for hey, thanks, man. Appreciate the likes and the heads up here. So that's what's up. All right, folks, we're basically cooking right here. And this is my little Claude bot. This is it kind of running. I'm going to do some more updates in this like locally. We also want to see if I can get the DGX Spark. Thanks to NVIDIA for sending that over. That was really, really cool. I want to get that thing kind of really going crazy with those new models and try to check out some of the video stuff as well. And some of the audio stuff, and try to see if I can maybe make an iOS app. I want to do like replace Siri in my house, because if I say the S word, the thing keeps waking up and wanting to talk to me. And it's been a little sad that like for the last 15 years, it hasn't really gotten any better. And I think we're at a time now where we're like with the advent of Claudebot, with these types of things, that we can finally, like the Spark will literally be the place in my home that's going to replace Siri. So hopefully that thing can control my lights like it already does with the home stuff. But then on top of that, like I also wanted to connect to the internet, ask it questions. And I think there is like a Siri kit that we can tap into that I'm going to look into from a framework perspective, because we should be able to make like an iOS app or something that's running in the house that can listen for the trigger word. And then we can use one of the kits. I'm not sure if it's like, I haven't kept up with the state of iOS development for like since I left Apple in 2023. So we'll have to do some research there and see what we can do and kind of cook with that type of things. With Opus 4.5 being as smart as it is, I just send the console at it, send 25 of those, and then we'll have a plan and ready to go. I'll probably have an app in like 5 minutes. But yeah, that'd be really cool. If I can replace Siri with basically a local LLM, that would just be insanely fire. And I think that's going to be our future forward. So it's going to see, oh, cool. Thank you for the repost, Riza. I really appreciate that. Y'all are really killing it there on X as well. I'm in the Bay Area, and the Tampa Bay Area. Oh, I would love to stream with you and your AI friends. Yo, I'm planning, by the way, every Thursday, if y'all don't know, I have this thing called the AI Vibe Check. I've had 2 episodes so far. Last Thursday, we had Alex Finn on, who is literally the thought leader right now on the OpenClaw, aka Claudebot, as he still calls the Claudebot. And so that was a kind of low-key, like unhinged type of stream, which was so awesome at Convex headquarters. And I also did not realize that Convex was hosting the Claude Hub, which is everything that was Pete Steinberg was made his app on Convex, and he was hosting Claude Hub on Convex. And I think he ran up a big bill of like $1,000 and stuff like that. But there was all these different things that had to happen for the founders to even step in from Convex to make sure that the app was running, because it went so viral. And the whole thing was vibe coded, but there's additional optimizations that had to happen. So that was a really cool stream. If you haven't had a chance, go check it out from a couple of days ago. But every Thursday I do these things called AI Vibe Checks. And AI Vibe Checks are in real life meetups. So be on the lookout. I'll have one for this coming Thursday. If you have a place to host, let me know, because I'd love to host it at your place, and we set up the lights and everything. It's literally a podcast style, and then afterwards it turns into like a big meetup. If anyone can host food, let me know. We'll do that whole thing. We do it real proper, and my goal is to connect with you and have the community connect with each other. So like it's just not all on camera. We're no longer in 2020 anymore. We're at the last half of 2020, and this is a new era where we have to build together, figure out what we can do with these devices, and really kind of share a lot. The last meetup was crazy because there were so many people with different backgrounds in that room sharing all kinds of cool ideas. So that's what I like to do. I want to do more of those, and so that's what's going to show up every week. I'm going to Hawaii February 6th. So I'll be in Hawaii. I'm going to throw if you're in Hawaii, let me know. I'll be there for 3 weeks. I'm going to do at least a couple of different live streams over there for the vibe checks. And I'm also going to do a Cursor Cafe. So I'm going to crash one of the Cursor Cafes with my friend Michael, who's hosting one of those over there. So if you're going to be there, be on the lookout. If you're in Hawaii, for sure. Also planning to go to different places. So someone's asking if I'm Spanish. I'm Native American and Mexican, if you don't know. So Spanish was my first language growing up. Y sí, puedo hablar español. If you're wondering. No wonder Cloud Hub was so slow. Yeah, because it wasn't optimized. So they had to do a bunch of stuff to make it faster and stuff. Because I think he was subscribing to some type of date type of thing. Look, this is like all kinds of internal stuff that's going on. But yeah. Opus is not that good at iOS coding. Oh, okay. I'll have to play around with it. It's better for Swift stuff. I heard it's really good for UIKit though. So I'll be curious about that. I would love to host if you are willing to travel to. I'm going to travel all over the world, bro. I'm definitely going to Texas. I'm definitely going to Florida. I'm definitely going to New York. I'm definitely going to Canada. Like Toronto is huge. Seattle is massive right now. San Francisco is crazy. San Diego as well is going to pop off in San Diego. Hawaii's next. I'm going SF Hawaii, and then come back. There's a lot of stuff that's going on, so we're gonna do that. And then I'm trying to get over to like London and then like Germany as well. So there's like some future plans to do that type of stuff as well. And I need to get some spots and everything nailed down. So what tribe in Native America? My brother is Cree. Oh man, from New Mexico. There's a small little pueblo called Laguna Pueblo, way out there. But yeah, it's off of like Route 66 in New Mexico. And it's such a beautiful area, with the red rocks and stuff like that. So where am I from? I'm from California. Native born Californian. Yeah, that's what's up. In my experience, Gemini 3 Flash was pretty damn good with Swift. Really? I'd love to see that. Yeah. Germany. Oh, that'd be so cool. Yeah. I want to go. I have not been to Germany yet. So same. Yeah. Wild. Okay. Cool. Yeah. From California. Let's go. Cool, man. Well, this is a fire stream. I appreciate everyone kind of joining in. I appreciate all the members who've been joining in. By the way, since this stream is currently ad-free, I do want to tell you about my personal apps that I'm working on. So one of them is called Ray Transcribes. I'm about to ship the update to the timestamps feature soon, but this is something that I've been working on for a little while. I started this about a couple years ago to solve a problem of mine. I'm working to get this into a skills file so that people can start using it as a skill. But in essence, what it does is like literally the fastest transcriber that anyone's really ever built. I can get a 6-hour live stream and transcribe it in less than 2 minutes. So it's crazy fast. I've done tons of optimizations on the client side that can help with this. And then also I used to stream everything up to a server bit by bit and transcribe it. It was kind of nutty, but that's kind of what I was doing a couple of years ago. But since then, I've made it even faster than it was before, which is if you can even think about that. So yeah, now it's really, really fast. And so if you want to check this out, definitely check it out. Let me know. Send me a DM if you want a trial. I can get you a trial for whatever. But this is kind of what it is right now. Actually, if you want to try it out right now, let me know. I'm gonna log into my app.raytranscribes. So I'll show you real quick. So yeah, you can basically just get an audio file of anything that you want. I have no clue what this is. I'm just gonna go to a live stream. So here's a live stream that I did with Butoshi. This is about an hour and 40 minutes. We're just gonna go ahead and upload this right now while it's doing that thing. So this is gonna process that whole live stream, and it's basically available. What's nice about it is like there's also a dictionary feature. And so the problem is whenever you're transcribing, basically, if you get the wrong words, you can't show up with SEO on Google or OpenAI's ChatGPT. So what I've discovered is like as soon as I finish a live stream, I get this all kicked off. I put the timestamps or the SRT files inside of my YouTube videos, and now it has all the right wording that you need for your videos. So which is like super handy. All thanks to like some of the dictionary work there, and some of these like extra processes that I kick off there. But if you do see a word that's not in there, just put it into the dictionary, and the next time you can reprocess it and it'll do that as well. So yeah, I'll let me drop a link right now. So I'll just do app.raytranscribes/admin. So let me just pop into the admin real quick and get you all some coupon codes real quick so you can try it right now. So if you're live right now, just stay tuned. Make sure you hit the thumbs up right now, because I'm literally about to drop some coupon codes for y'all to try this right now, because I want y'all to try it. So I'll do like a little 7-day trial. That way you can get the links going. So the 7 days, we'll do the creator thing. So we'll do next 20 people can try it right now with this link. So if you're currently watching this, if you made it this far to the end of the stream and you're still watching, you should still be able to hit this link and get it set up. Because I'm setting up like 20 different invites right now. And so here we are with 20. And so now we're going to go back to all transcriptions here. And we're going to drop this in right now. So right now, if you click this link right here, you should be able to go ahead and start kicking off your trial for the creator version. So that'll get you that $20 up for that month, but you could just try it for 7 days. And you can transcribe probably like 6,000 minutes, which is crazy. So click that link right there, and then that'll kind of get you right into the app. And so you can kind of see, this is the whole transcription right here. And you can even edit it. So you have all the different like timestamps and stuff. So these are all the timestamps for the entire thing. So this is the whole transcription for an hour and 44 minutes. Boom. Everything all done right there. And what's cool about it is like whenever you make any changes, you can save them. There's like different versions that you can do and snap back to and stuff like that. Like it has a little editing thing. If you have any feedback, definitely let me know. Just pop into the feedback here or hit this little thing down here and just submit some feedback, which is what's on your mind. I'd love to hear it. Any types of improvements, let me know what use cases you're using it for. Super duper helpful. If you do interact with me and I like what you're doing, I'm just going to give you another free month on top of that. Because I want people to start using this type of thing. I made it for myself as a content creator because I want to have transcriptions. And I'm going to turn this into a skill. So eventually we'll have like a skill file that kicks off. That way you'll have like be able to use this in the future. But your feedback's going to be super helpful. And this is going to keep evolving as far as an app. Skills are really hot right now. And I feel like it's going to be much more useful now, especially as a skill. Because unless you want to do a web interface, you can do that there. If you do run it in the skill, you can come back to the web interface and you should be able to look through your previous transcriptions here and then reprocess them or do whatever you want to do. But all this stuff should be able to be managed by skill, because you can even reprocess like in different languages or whatever things you need to do. Like if you wanted to have different speaker separation, you can start to do that. And it would just reprocess the thing. So what's nice about it, you know, I hold a thing in there so that you can reprocess it for 72 hours. That way you don't have to re-upload the file and do everything again. It'll just be like pretty snappy from then on forward. So this is like an hour and 44 minute live stream, you know, getting reprocessed real quick with speaker separation and everything. Super crazy. So yeah, I've been needing this tool so bad. Hey man, I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. So yeah, we can even see our speakers separated there. You can rename the speakers. So if you go into here, you can put your different speaker names and stuff like that. And that way you'll have your speaker labels for the people who are speaking kind of called out there. So yeah, pretty sweet. And so yeah, you can click their name, rename them and all that stuff. So crazy. Lots of stuff going on. I got tons of transcriptions. Here's the dictionary stuff. So this is these are like people's names. You can see why I put some of this stuff in here, especially like GPT-5. And that way it'll spell it correctly in the way that you want to spell it. Vibe stamps. There's certain names that you see can come up, but adding your own custom dictionary in here is going to be very important to make sure your accuracy stays high for what you're doing. And so that's big shout outs to AJ, aka Tech Friend, who said, hey, can you do a dictionary thing? And so I added that feature. So that's what we do around here. And yeah, that's how I roll. This whole thing's brought to you by Ray Fernando. This is like completely ad-free live stream. All my live streams going forward are going to be ad-free because unless there's a sponsor that's sponsoring the live stream, I want to control that experience. If you want to support me, if you have a need for transcriptions, definitely try out Ray Transcribes. If you're, made it this far and you want to support the channel, you can do that through memberships. either by joining the Discord or joining as a YouTube member. All that stuff really helps kind of get this whole thing going. Been able to get some editors on board to help with the video editing. And that's coming up soon. And then we also have a bunch of other cool videos and live streams. But as of now, this is also going to be rolling into this new thing called that AI vibe checks every Thursday. So I'm really excited about that because the money that I've been able to kind of get accrued and rolling into is literally going into these events. So I want to have events, like I said, in your town. So any type of support really does help for growing this channel. But I want to be in your guys' area and then help, get stuff together. Also, if you're interested in hosting an event, let me know, because then, you can become part of this whole thing that I'm trying to do with, people hosting events in different places, and we just pull up and then get some people from the community and start to kind of talk about certain topics right now. So yeah, that's what's up. It's Pretty Thieves. I just use it. It's 100% legit. Let's go. Thanks, man. That's what's up. I want to help financially because you help others all the time. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, let me know. You can, start to upgrade the app and stuff and buy some credits or whatever like that. And it's pretty cool. Definitely appreciate that. So that's what's cool. So far, for those who are just wondering if we made it this far, we got our AI Tamagotchi. We also have like an open chat app so we can chat with the Claude bot via voice. It's running a local whisper model that's on the device, like a really tiny model. And it sends the requests off to the internet, basically through my little device. So my little Claude bot is basically running on this guy. E-ink display is drawing on here. We have a Tamagotchi app as well. And this thing is kind of ready to go. So whenever I want to talk to it, all I have to do is SSH over the network. And that's how I'm going to be able to talk with this guy here. So, this has a full-blown like little app launcher type of thing, which is really fun. It's super cute. I can exit the app. This is like a really fun experiment. And I feel like we should experiment while we can, and definitely get some devices. Try to see if you can get your hands on some hardware. And I'm going to try to see if I can get the founders of this device. They have a new version that's coming out. Try to get them on this live stream and then see if they can even hook it up as well with some type of discounts and things like that. So I think that we're going to be definitely cooking. So if I come to Europe, I can host in Brussels. Yo, that'd be fire. That's what's up, man. That's so cool. That's so cool. Cool. So I appreciate it. All right, y'all. I will see y'all soon. Peace out.